PSG LG.
So.
PSG LGD's turn to pick. Choose your
For the
hero.
Lina, that's a great egg hitter, but it does mean Death Prophet most likely on the off lane, with the Lina going for nothing to say in the mid lane.
Yeah, but nothing to say. Okay, he's going to play into a puck with Link. That can be a bit problematic for him, no?
And the other thing, we're talking about these lanes if the team...
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, for sure. I don't like that EG does not have any kind of power damage. Like, they're focusing hard on the lanes. They want to, you know, just rule Ami's Monkey King, but they cannot end the game. That's going to be the problem with their draft. Like, they, even with the 10-15k gold advantage, I still don't think they can go for tier 3 towers. So I'll go PSG LGD here.
I'm also sort of like what PSG LGD has. I think, you know, they've obviously done what they've done time and time again. This DP Monkey King. I'm going to be interested to see if EG's approach is going to be able to deal with it. But I do feel that it might just not be able to. If they're not able to close up the game quickly, I think they're going to get out carried hard by Arme.
My thanks.
Thank you very much. Very excited to see this match though play out. EG versus PSG LGD, and some heroes coming out, especially towards the end. Nothing to say. Bringing in the mid Lina, something that we don't get to see
I wish
every
that was
day.
something else.
You know,
maybe a Queen of Pain, possibly, because like Lina, I've seen this hero fail so many times. Recently, I've seen a better performance, you know, from Lina in general, but I can understand why, you know. Stun
Coming in already with the stuns onto Eyesight, but Eyesight actually quick. They're going to turn it. They're going to actually be able to watch 5 first, but they'll turn over as well towards Y. They'll take down 2. As Eyesight actually able to get out of there. As PSG LGD, they try and look for action. They've got a lot of stuns, but it wasn't enough. EG able to just turn, hold their ground, get 2 kills for themselves.
We see that all the time. Someone tries to, you know, contest against the task. The damage coming up from the tag team, the more numbers you bring, the stronger the hero is.
Yeah, and as we see being pointed out there, 860 damage being done by that Nether Toxin that Eyesight was just able to turn, lay down. And they were just standing in for the full duration pretty much.
So Ice got the first blood, has 200 extra gold, 250, will TP back to the lane. He's probably going to go for Urn, Circlet, Sage Mask, or overtime damage. This is something that they've done before, also like having a aggressive tri-lanes, and they've also like to get a first blood and TP position 5 to the bottom lane. So why? He needs to be careful. Like anyone who's melee in this, like even Ame, like there's so much kill potential, a lot of slows.
He's always ready for a fight.
So he was able to win out the tri-lane versus tri-lane toppers. Both teams, EG and PSG LGD, have come out with some fantastic lanes in the games we received. The so wide to get going on here. Arme able to keep him covered with the boundless strike. Only just so in fact with the Nether Toxin, why he might still tick down Fairy Fire just enough to keep him alive. Already seeing the hard-hitting potential of EG to try that.
So it seems like they want to keep it. They put Arteezy on the bottom. Arteezy wants to rush for the boost of speed. Like in 1 versus 1, if you have a long lane, a Razor is pretty much always going to have a good time.
They're always going to find some sort of opportunity to close in on Fabian and start running him down. Xingqiu coming in with a rotation. Arteezy's prepared to deal with this. Trees and Xingqiu not wanting to hunt any deeper, knowing that static links are available. Arteezy could have always looked for the turnaround, and Xingqiu will respect that.
It's one of those moves where you just rotate your position 4, forcing the rotation of their position 5, and now you have 2-1-2 lanes. Level 2, once Viper hits level 2, he is already level 2, they can start playing aggressive. They're playing Viper into 2 melees. Tusk already has a boost of speed plus attack team, just saving a skill point to see whether he needs a snowball or he needs an ice shard to block them off. Same build pretty much always on crit Tusk. He's going for that drums. 8 charges, pretty much no one else is doing it. Everyone else is prioritizing either a Falcon Blade or Orb of Corrosion.
Radiant's
An
courier
incredibly
has
hard
been
game for
killed.
PSG LGD to be aggressive to EG up top. Very surprised if we ever see getting taken down whilst there's just the 2 members of PSG LGD here. Sitting over in mid lane at the moment, 12 for 3, 12 for 3. Complete even trade and farm between Hussein and
The
Abed.
dusk is always
So it's
ready
them bringing
for
the
a
bottle
fight.
at the exact same moment pretty much. Buck will have it a bit earlier, so he can start to play a bit more aggressive. Lina still has that Great Fire, but no mana for Dragon Slayer.
Abed quite able to connect the orb there. Both keeping they're on their toes. Match up right in the mid. Bottom lane, definitely the lane where we're seeing EG win out the most. EG getting the free farm. As we're seeing the death profit starting to fall a little behind if APM definitely having the tougher time in these dual lane setups.
He's level 3, still saving a skill point, whether he needs a Spirit Siphon or to put another point in a Crit Swarm.
Top lane crit. It's ready to go in onto Armate. They close the gap with the snow. And even with the Verify, it's not enough to keep him alive. This top lane incredibly strong for E. It's just not it's not possible to be into if you're these 2 melee heroes. You get close to these 2,
It's so hard.
They'll turn and kill you every time.
You need a bit more mana regen on Viper, so he decides to get an Urn of Shadows. Was thinking about rushing a Necro Book. Okay, I don't think I've seen this before, like ever. I've seen some offlaners like a Tusk where there's like from the tag team, so might be reason why he's also going for it.
And down the line, it will give around 4-minute runes. You're gonna have Crit coming in, nothing to sail. And down the Light Strike Array. He's got a run. And Abed will turn with Crit over towards Xingqiu instead.
Another Orb.
Sniper Abed, nicely done. Coming in under the tower, he's able to nuke down
Oh,
Xingqiu.
Regen Rune. Why? We'll pick it up. So that's a big deal, just denying that rune from Puck. Puck is still level 5, like they might be able to get this kill. Yeah, looks pretty dead.
He may have got the rune, and he's going to pay with his life. 2 kills for Abed. Some beautiful moves from Crit, coming around the mid lane and allowing Abed to turn and find so much action already. 4 minutes and a half in, Abed's already
Dire's middle
3-0
tower is under attack.
They need 1 point on the board. Like they need, but you're at the 0, you just want to have something. Because it affects you, you look at the scoreboard, these are pretty big numbers, right? On the screen.
The Abed to go up for the 5-minute rune. There's a lot of members of PSG LGD down in Xingqiu position. We're seeing already that top lane starting to fall apart for PSG LGD. Only Arme up here at the moment, and he's probably going to have to just turn towards the jungle. Running against Ice is just not an option right.
This is one of the reasons why EG just decided to go for this like heavy lane pressure. They knew that Razor's gonna have a good time. He is the lane dominator. Same goes for Viper. Mid lane doing really good. Like Lina, has more CS, but they managed to kill 2 supports. Puck is level 6. There's a rotation.
Playing around with nothing to say. He'll drop the Laguna onto the stun as well to finish up the kill. Abed will still get the cleanup on nothing to say. And at the end of it all, Abed's probably going to be happy. With Fly going down first, it means that Abed continues to just pick up the solo XP for these kills.
He's pretty happy happy that his support
Yeah,
dying.
he's like, thank you, Fly. And, not only giving himself XP, but also, of course, eliminating the worry of the Laguna Blade coming out
Dire's
anytime
middle
soon with it
tower
being on
is
cooldown.
under attack.
So Fly tanking a whole lot and doing the real support moves there to keep Abed's game good.
Abed's bottle will get refilled on a mid lane.
Here I am.
They're not baiting with the bottle. They're not gonna leave the bottle with the poison on, like Team Secret.
Dire's
Went
top
for
tower
it.
is under
Kind of
attack.
backfired. Puck level 7, 4 points in orb. Picks up another bottle rune. Another bottle rune. What? Bounty rune. So yeah, Exorcism still not online on the bottom lane. That Prophet level 5 has a Falcon Blade.
Radiant are scanning.
Top tower.
Dire's structures
Really
are
too much the
fortified.
PSG LGD can do about it. They have smoked up. Nothing to say in Xingqiu. Maybe going to see if they can get the
Radiant
wraparound on EG
structures
after
are
EG stick around to
fortified.
finish the tower off. Why? Try and set something up. Sleep catches Ice, but it won't catch on to Crit. Xingqiu continuing to close the gap, but Abed is here. Does have Dream Coil at the red. Nothing to say, has to follow. Crit is going to be able to buy time for Abed to jump out to the side. As Abed will escape, committing onto Ice. Ice will fall, but he brings down Y with it.
Dire's top
Lina,
tower
can she
is
land
under
another
attack.
stun? Tusk seems to be a bit too speedy with the Windlace and boots. That was such a clutch save. Abed gets out. He scouts if there are any stacks being made. And they also dealt so much, like this top tower is actually deniable. EG does not have that much of a tower damage, but they need to play with the catapults. Lina's bottle will be refilled on a mid lane.
Dire's top tower has
Those
been
moves
denied.
continue to go unharmed this game. 4-0-1. Refill mid. Let's see if they can make a go here. Abed's got the Dream Coil. Set things up straight away as they're moving on to the leader. Crit is able to dodge the light strike array and the stop to stay on top of Nothing to Say. Nothing to Say is trying to bottle up, but the right clicks are too much. They bring him down. Fly will fall in turn as Y turns and runs him down.
Has a lot of damage. That's 200 damage. But some DD, yeah, Y looks pretty dead. The Lion.
Xingqiu, maybe Xingqiu can help. Next out. Both shots actually going to grab the two of them there. Crit is going to be able to stop.
He's gonna beat them up.
And they just try to kill them both as well.
Creatures.
And Abed, he's on fire. Like Abed, Puck go brrrr. And yeah, his bottle will get refilled. Like this is like fourth time or fifth that his bottle got refilled. They just keep going on.
He might not be done. He's already pushing back Faith beyond
Dire's
it.
structures
There was some time
are
left on the
fortified.
DD route.
Dire's bottom tower
This is what
under
happens
attack.
when you leave it in. You don't take it out the first few bans. Abed gets his hands on the puck and open the game phenomenally. Of course, a big shout out to his support backup as well. You know, has some big movements from Crit and Fly around the mid lane that have just enabled him as much as he's popping off. Teammate Fly get hit by Faith behind Xingqiu with the silence and X. I'll leave no chance for Fly to dive away.
Also, Abed should start using some other voice lines other than greetings. Pretty sure he has them unlocked.
I mean, wait, no, he doesn't. Wait, okay, yeah, he's gold too. Could have a few more. The jungle. G's starting
Radiant's
to take
middle
away
tower
some of
is under attack.
PSG LGD's
Dire's top
safe
tower
areas that they
is
need
under
for
attack.
Arme. How's Arme's progress looking? Pretty slow this game. Very slow. And this is definitely one of the slowest start we've seen from Arme on the Monkey King.
He got zoned out. Very hard matchup for him playing into Tusk and Viper. Can't really do that much. Died once. Not too bad, you know, considering what he was playing against.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top lane Crit. Trying to go for the bounty in there. Silence and stop. Now stop him. Going to start to lead in onto Y. Fine time for Ice to head over Y. He's not going to have any chance of escaping from this as he goes down. At the same time, down bottom, RTZ getting the kill. He is being chased by Nothing to Say. Take on enough view. RTZ Duke here around the trees. But Dragon Slave does still hit him. There won't be enough damage. RTZ's out.
Got it.
Mate. Fabian trying to look towards Fly. Fly no longer an easy kill though. He's hit the 6. Supernova is at the ready and Abed by his side. Yes, LGD has to be
Dire's
careful
middle
about any
tower
fight they
is
take around the
under
mid
attack.
lane as Dream Coil, Supernova, they're ready to go.
You can see them grouping around because they have a catapult. Let's see if Abed wants to tank any tower. Nah, he just denies it. It's with the greetings again.
Radiant's
Super
bottom
effective.
tower is under attack.
Tusk actually gives Tome to Phoenix. Like, he just wants his Phoenix to hit level 12, potentially faster. What a bro, yeah?
What a bro.
Then fight me.
Arteezy so far having a really good game. Boots of
Radiant's
travel.
bottom tower is under
Wants to
attack.
be able to connect with the rest of the team, just to potentially outnumber the opponents going into BKB. He was thinking about the Falcon Blade, but since he picked up an Arcane Ring, has enough mana sustain, and with Boots of Travel, you're gonna be teleporting to phase more often.
The smoke movement is easy. They try and connect down bottom lane flying Arbet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Right, stop to... maybe Arbet would just turn and go for him instead. He will. Green card drops down. Arteezy closes the gap. Wise gone. Now with the jump onto the high ground, they can look for more. If they close the gap with the snowball, they'll pick up 2. GQ down as well. EG 14-4 right now.
This is the type of game that they need to play. Like, their heroes are very good right now. They know that Ame will not be able to join any team fights. He just wants to farm up. Usually Ame is the one who doesn't even join before he gets the Aghanim Scepter. Potentially, with the TP, if they overextend, other than that, he just wants to farm.
And this is really going to be one of those games where it's pretty much going to be impossible for Ame to turn up at all until he has the BKB, because in any of these fights, if the Dream Coil and the Nether Toxin gets thrown down on top of him, he's pretty much useless if he can't benefit from the G.
Even if he gets a BKB, like, it's just going to be a hard game for Ame throughout pretty much the whole game against the Viper Strike. Then you have Volrus Punch, Static Link. Like, these are all abilities that most likely are going to be used on you.
Absolutely. This is very much EG coming out with what we needed to see. They knew that it was always going to be there this first round of the draft. This Ame Monkey King. They had to have a plan, and definitely a lot of pieces that do seem to be very strong counters against it sliding into place here from EG.
PSG LGD, they still have a better late game if they can just slow it down to not get overrun by EG. There's going to be this ET, still does not have natural order at all. Monkey King, we've seen what he can do once he gets the items that profit. Fabian is actually relatively farmed. I'm not, to be honest, about the Falcon Blade and the Yule Scepter. It's a lot of mana. You still have a defensive tool with the Yule Scepter, but you don't bring any of utility to your teammates when you go for that kind of a build. And you also, it's still a good BKB game, because you're playing into Puck, you're playing into Phoenix, you want to have something to kill the Supernova. Their heroes are actually not that good at killing Supernova, especially if you get the fire boots on them.
Absolutely, which is going to be a problem considering that EG have...
Yeah, pretty much it's just Lina, with the Fiery Soul.
They are, for the most part, going to have to deal with that egg, because
scanning.
Come into play like Dream Coil and the Charge, and not necessarily going to have the option to run away from. Team fights definitely will be scary once EG start to bring it to them. The pace slowing down a little bit. So EG will get to look to make the next move. Tier 1 still available in the mid lane, probably going to be the next target. Already very low. Bringing the 5 in around mid. They've got a smoke. Fly does. They're ready to make a move here, EG. They know that they do need to still continue to use their strength right now against PSG LGD.
This is their catch. Ice with the Road of Atos. He can initiate from a bit further away. JQ breaks the spot.
We have to see how they start things off. Arteezy coming in from the side. JQ will be able to hold back the turn with the stun. The light comes down and turns. Picks him up. Comes from the side. John Boy pulls him up. They bring down Ice. Arteezy's getting a decent link on onto Fabian. Will turn. Nuke through the Leonex. Nothing to say falls. She's starting to reset a little bit. Wait out the Wukong's command before they look to get back in on this.
They were so ready for this. Nice positioning from Jin Q. Q-Man and Earth Spike, they were ready. Dead Prophet using the Exorcism straight away. It's just a trade, but Lina, she would love to not die there. Instead, let's say they trade a support or Viper, would be a big W, I would say, for PSG LGD.
We did see some safety at the end there from EG. Not trying to run straight back in. Arteezy hasn't quite got the BKB, so rather waiting for that before they really try and push it. They just sort of leave with the trade that they get.
Dire's
1 for 1.
Arteezy
just making sure that he could finish off. Nothing to say on the way out. Deciding not to commit anything else now. Arteezy Coming rather deep on his own up top, trying to get this BKB finished. He's going to be found by Jinq and Arme. It's easy. I don't know if there's any way he
juke
can.
this?
I mean, if he can, that's going to be quite something. He's up in the trees, Arme. Again,
Denied.
just in
Radiant's
time
bottom
before
tower
Arteezy
is
escaped.
under attack.
Hit Arbed. Nice. Looking to chase down, nothing to say. Arbed's certainly going to dive in for that one.
It's just so much overtime damage. Witchblade plus anything from Viper on top of Urn of Shadows. It's just like you need BKBs. You're gonna need the BKBs. Ame pretty much going for his standard stuff. No, I'll get that Battle Fury, which will get me closer to the Aghanim Scepter, and then I'll possibly get a BKB. He can still swap things around, but I feel like he needs it. He needs to be able to jump on the targets and just deal damage.
Ice, stepping in rather deeply. Spotted out by Wyatt. Yeah, PSG
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
far enough away. Arme's catching more difference. Laning it just to this 2k and Battle Fury done. Ace of the Monkey King is going to pick up. That kill on Arteezy definitely helping. Arteezy was definitely tempted. He just wanted to stick around that one last wave because that would have given them the
Dire structures
BKB.
are
Because with that
fortified.
death though, gets knocked back a little bit.
Dire's
He'll
bottom
farm it up
tower
in
is
a
under
much safer
attack.
position, clean up the triangle, and he will have the BKB ready for the next.
That control drop for both of these teams, most perfect item. Like you're always gonna have to find the usage for it. It's definitely the best tier 2 neutral item in the game.
Dire's bottom tower is under
You can see
attack.
the problem that EG got is we don't have enough damage. We don't have enough tower damage.
Radiant
And for
are
PSG
scanning.
LGD is they're struggling to initiate a fight.
Dire's
Like your
bottom
Lion
tower
and the
is under
ET, they're not
attack.
really good at starting a fight. Your offlane is a dead prophet, and you're in a situation where you can't just group around because you don't really feel
Dire's
comfortable
bottom
fighting
tower
right now.
is
You would
falling.
rather farm. So they're just gonna play slowly. You know, most of the time it's like either be
Dire are
counter-reactive to what they're doing, or try to smoke out and possibly get a pick off. They need to be very careful about EG's like taking potential.
He is baiting here. He's got the BKB. He's ready to fight. They do commit on him, but already over the side. He's still collapse on nothing to say. Bring down the leader, and now Arbe. Drink coil locked down onto Arbe. EG will be able to turn and take down both cores. Arteezy bait works perfect. At the BKB, he's more than ready for them to jump into positions aggressively. PSG LGD, they fall for it.
Surprised they decided to take that move. There is still a tier 1 tower on the top lane. They can easily TP, they can outnumber them, and as you said, Razor with the BKB, he was ready. This is what I just mentioned, like the Roche taking potential coming up from the top, they have enough. He pops the drum, on top of that, just wants to be able to secure it as fast as possible.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No chance for contest here from PSG LGD. APM trying to get some pressure onto that bottom tier 1 tower. Yeah, half HP on the bottom tower. The other tier 1 taking a scrap. BG really are yet to lose any sort of objective on their half. PSG LGD just haven't managed to get the push together yet.
This is where the difference comes from. They have taken 3 towers, they have not lost a single one, they took the Roche
Radiant's
as well.
bottom
Still,
tower
PSG
is under
LGD, you know,
attack.
they are finding the farm on the map. Ame getting closer to that Aghanim Scepter.
So all the games we have seen PSG LGD get the wins. So sometimes in the games they have dropped. It's very much been Arme, AFK farming, the battle fury, the axe, and then suddenly the game just comes to an end. At least in the one loss we did see from them. G definitely playing at the sort of the pace that's going to try and force that situation here. Zarbed to get some right click online. Going for the death zone, help massively for the extra bit of physical burst.
Yeah, it's just they don't have enough tower damage. This is why he's itemizing this way. He went for the damage style and going into this, so chain shift attack. Makes a lot of sense. Top lane, Ame getting caught.
A bit of help. Viper tried down him. He's gonna drop the Wukong's command. Silence does come in, but he's gonna take very low with the Viper try to just keep himself alive as now the turnaround's attended by Fabian, moving over to right side. Q as well closing in as they bring down both of them and keep Arme
It's so
alive.
important that he does not die there. He could have also just tried to TP out. I think he would have enough time. Hobbit chasing, has a blink dagger and invis, but the rest of the team is not there.
He had the chance to pop Fabian. Fabian very much aware that the move would be coming into play as he was guarded by his new supports.
PSG LGD, they are happy how things are going for them right now. You know, Ame didn't die. They still don't want to take the fight before the BKBs. Lina getting close to one. Actually has enough gold soon. Dead Prophet also getting very close. So once they get those 3 BKBs up, they will be ready to fight. Even like before, I think Ame might need to be
on the side
joining fights.
Ahmed to say a little split from this team as he's up on the cliff. He is going to turn. The snowball comes out with Supernova out. PSG, LGD, they can't head up into the high ground. Keep their distance. Nothing can be done to save. Nothing to save.
Nothing to say, nothing to save, huh?
Certainly isn't with him dead for 35. PG can start putting some pressure on the tier 2s. Ice. Go for the mid tower.
Radiant are scanning.
They're like, we're playing for 25. We do not have enough tower
Dire's
damage.
bottom
Just
tower is under attack.
wait until Viper gets poison attack, affects buildings, then we're good to go.
Gonna take a little bit of time, but maybe that is the late game that we actually do have.
Got it.
Very careful though, jump. Come down here. Ice waiting at the side. Sunray as
He killed the
a lot of damage as Armate's gone. Right, and Ice ready for him to make that jump.
He killed the creep. Arteezy was trying to TP with the boots of travel. I'm not sure if they did not have a glyph or did not want to pop it. Glyph, Radiant team on full. Yeah, it was on cooldown, 7 seconds.
Yeah, very, very costly for Armate. Also over to the side crit. Finds Y alone. The kills will give EG the space
Dire's
to push
middle
on in the mid.
tower is under attack.
It's tier 2. How much more they can find whilst they do still have a just on Arbet. Himself just 200 gold away from the full Desolator. Timing to get the chance at start pushing at the high
Coil
ground.
on Lina.
Aggressive jumps to Arbet. Force out that BKB straight away without that excellent stun coming out from Shinky, but Crit away from the stun. Strong from Armez. Armez TP's over towards the mid. Crit backs out to the side. Extra TP over from Wise. They look to close the gap. Faithian will push back Arbet. EG just fighting these 2 BKBs. Jump back in Arteezy with the blink. Arbet finds out the 2 of them. Nothing to say. All alone. He's going to lose himself. Arbet will get burst the one. The agent. For a second round, Arteezy takes out nothing to say. He didn't think about chasing into the back for why. He wants to go past the tier 3s, up to the tier 4s. He really wants to kill him. Pop us out, but Arteezy keeps on diving. Blinks to the side. He's out of there. They won't be able to punish him with 3 dead on PSG LGD.
The way this fight started, you know, snowball, PSG LG's like, yeah, they're gonna come
Dire's
into our
middle
base,
tower
2
is
blinks,
under
they
attack.
get out of the trouble, BKB is already popped, and then they reset. Arteezy goes in, cleans them up with that blink. This is such an actually valuable pickup on him, going for that blink dagger to be able to have people get out of the trouble. Like, just get the top of Monkey King more
Dire's
easy.
middle
I think
tower
that's
is under
the
attack.
most important position.
Monkey King,
Dire's
yeah,
middle
getting on the
tower
Lina as well.
has fallen.
Another hero that just hates having heroes just jumping right in close of her because then suddenly she's forced to lose herself, and that leaves her in a very vulnerable position. See here, nothing to say, buys a bit of time. As soon as he's back down, Arteezy's waiting and ready to kill him off.
Good first usage of Aegis. It was about to expire, 30 seconds, and they still get the most out of it.
Arteezy's ready to go past the BKB, the static link. They're just setting a trap every single time. The 3 of them, they can do more of this EG as they're chasing over. Nice striker raid down onto Crit, Supernova from the high ground, forcing PSG LGD to run. The shards won't spare anyone, but Ahmed is still trying to chase off for this. He's up into the high ground. Get any sort of stun landed as he comes out of the face. If they can't
get
he's
him.
out of there, Ahmed. Not a catch for him.
My finest creation gets out of the trouble. And so far, they did not manage to kill Puck, not even once. I see Eondisk queued up. That's just gonna be a huge issue. No one buys like into Nullifier. You can dispel it with the Yule Scepter, which is okay-ish, but still you need to deal with the phase shift. You need to deal with the blink, and possibly Yule Scepter on him as well.
How do you kill this pup? We're seeing PSG really struggling to keep Arme safe, even in that situation where he was farming in his own triangle and did pretty much have the whole team behind him. They just couldn't do anything but stop blink initiation from Arteezy. Blinks in, BKB static link. Arme's going to do pretty much every time to that play.
there is no counterplay. Like, even if he pops a BKB, he's still gonna be in trouble, but a bit less, you know. Wukong's command could potentially turn things around. 12k gold lead. I'm gonna call it suddenly for EG, where like they were keeping it 2k gold lead.
Look at the graph.
Yeah, it just
Dire
skyrocketed.
structures are fortified.
Straight up.
Radiant
that fight.
structures are fortified. Dire's
ready to
top
keep the
tower
place going.
is under attack.
He's got his eyes on nothing to say. They're in with the jump initiation, punching from Snow, but nothing still. Put the BKB, but she's already fallen too low. They'll come down off the back of the shield. Instant death there. Over to the side, Arme. Look at the Wukong command out. Ice, touching in, touching and fighting straight onto Arme. As Arme's in with the BKB, comes down in. Arme's gone. They'll lose to the line. 3 dead yet again on PSG. LGD facing out, trying to chase down the line. They've got back up. Bridge jumps in. Over the DP Tokyo won't be able to turn taking 2 of them down, but he'll lose his life. But 4 dead on PSG. And Arme's not done. He jumps to the Hydra, chasing down White. Bring it as well as they'll force back the ET. RT's still with a slow. It's a team wipe as EG clean up every single one of them. PSG all dead, 30 to 10 now. As EG's pace and momentum is just far too much from PSG LGD.
It's
They
just
can't
they
withstand
do
this
not
at all.
have an answer for this spot. Prince Tusk also causing a lot of issue every single time. Like, he has this BKB piercing ability. You're never gonna feel safe playing against Tusk. I would not be surprised if PSG LGD GG's out after one next fight.
Definitely feels like it could be
Dire's
going that way.
middle barracks
It's getting
are under
infinitely
attack.
harder for PSG LGD to be able to carry on the back of Arme's Monkey King, something that they felt confident in enough to open draft after draft with here on the main stage. And after this game, if EG could keep this up and get the win, they may have sort of shaken up PSG LGD enough to maybe look towards something a bit different, because EG coming in with solid answers this game to Arme's Monkey.
They were so prepared for this. You can feel that they were ready, you know, kind of feels like a big bait coming up from EG. Yeah, go on, pick your Monkey King, we'll be able to counter it.
A lot of things in play that are causing issues, but definitely this RTZ Razor, the final pick, the build that he's gone for, that really is just sealed the deal on top of everything else. Mid lane, diving in onto nothing to say again, having to put the BKB up running, they do turn, get the heads, the light truck array onto Armin, but the EDL disc is good to go. Armin will be able to jump out the side. Armin trying to get in on this play, here's RTZ, he swings around, BKB and statically down to the Monkey King. Armin has got nothing that he can do here. Armin's down yet again, Armin diving down the rest of them, jumping around, overwatch GQ and White, Christian with the punches onto the other side, and White goes down, GQ whipping himself out of the game, as RTZ, he'll help with his whip as well. 4 dead, once more. It really does feel like there's just nothing to be done, and there is. GG.
Yeah, I've seen LGD when they're losing the games, they tend to GG out a bit earlier. You know, they feel they do not want to be in this anymore. They do not want this to affect their mentality coming into the second game. They just call it.
No, this is just perfect preparation from EG. They knew exactly what to expect from PSG LGD in this series. This game 1, PSG LGD, they've tried to do what they've been getting away with so far. EG they've just given them a big flat no. They said,
Yeah,
you
they
can't
just
do
said,
this. You won't play like this against us.
today.
We will
not
destroy
in this
it.
game. Already for Monkey King, they kind of, you know, it happens multiple times, I would say, when you see someone picking a certain hero over and over again, like you're giving team information how you're playing, and it's always pretty much the same build, like the place.
one of the things that you might think if you're PSG LGD and Innocence and drafting is perhaps leave the Monkey King for a little bit later.
Yeah. But then
don't pick it
you
instantly.
can't. It's gonna get banned.
And let it be banned. You're going to get 2 different picks then.
Ooh, actually.
Yeah.
This game will be very different because I would imagine that the pick order is going to get swapped around. Previously, PSG LGD, they had to ban the IO because EG had first pick. Like you said, you don't want to run that risk.
So this time it's going to be banned by Evil Geniuses because PSG LGD plays it.
Yes.
And we've seen it before by them, and it's very difficult to play against. However, Evil Geniuses, they already did let the Monkey King go through. My question is, they didn't face any IOs, right? I believe they didn't. Yeah, I believe they didn't. At least not carry ones.
No.
So because of that, maybe they'll be lulled into this false confidence that they can beat an IO and let it go through, and then you play against it because they're already one up.
That's a big.
They're already one up.
But if you're gonna try it, I do agree, Lizard, that maybe this is the time where you want to do it. They're 1 game up.
Upper bracket as
well. You know
well.
what? You don't want to do it in the grand finals. Because that's, at the grand finals, you just want to win. By the way, I think there's a lot of people curious about Arteezy's headband, and I have the answer for you why he's wearing that. So he has, obviously, he got the Corona haircut, aka no haircut, long hair, and he does need to have his hair out of his face when he's playing. He got himself some headbands, but he realized if he was wearing them for a long time...
Hurts the hair?
Hurts the head, yeah.
Yeah, they give you a little headache when they pinch. Yeah.
So he dug around his backpack, found this one, which is from his girlfriend, and it's stuck with him. And it's comfortable, and now he sees there's a little bit of a lucky charm.
Yeah, players are superstitious.
Yeah, definitely working out right now.
I mean, where Matoma Man's shorts, you gotta wonder.
Are you guys superstitious at all? Like, for me, it's the positioning of the chair, my mouse, my keyboard. It all has to be at the perfect angle. Perhaps not superstitious, but, I have to have everything in the perfect order.
I understand that. I would think I'm the same. I think that if I was playing competitively, if the first game I did something weird before then that I normally don't do, I would think, okay, maybe I have to do that again. I think I would become a little superstitious.
Yeah, when I used to play tournaments like 9-10 years ago, like however long ago it was, I would always wear the same pair of underwear when on Grand Finals day. There was like the pair I felt most comfortable in, and I'd always wear it on that Sunday.
I mean, I can understand that.
It's not like they were like...
Don't worry, guys. He washed them.
Did you wash them?
Yeah, between events. No, like...
I know, Twitch said they were also in there.
My head is literally
only on the last day. But Saturday and Friday, the days before, I'm wearing a different pair. I don't care. I just wear whichever pair I find. But come Sunday, I know which pair I'm wearing.
You wear every Sunday. Okay, I see.
And I wash between events.
Do you still have that same pair?
Yeah. Always wear it on that Sunday.
I can understand that.
It's not like they were like...
Evil Geniuses turn to ban. PSG LGD's Geniuses turn to ban.
And Evil Geniuses, they will not risk it. We have the answer.
Remaining.
And the PSG LGD still banned out the entire...
That's very surprising.
Yeah. They're in that position where they get the extra bans now. They don't have to ban IO, they don't have to ban Puck because they have first pick. And EG, go ahead and ban both those 2 exact heroes because...
There you go, DP again.
What are the other options? Tusk is the other. Tusk is, I think, top tier.
Yep.
I think Tusk, Death Prophet, probably the 2 that stand out most. Phoenix. I think Phoenix is more we saw last game, a second space hero.
Surely they wouldn't pick Monkey King again. First phase.
I think maybe you pick the monkey, but you cover it with some other picks. You pick it as the overall 4th pick, and then you perhaps it up a little bit. 3rd pick.
They're going into bonus time for this one as well, which is a little bit surprising.
Evil
Geniuses as well throughout the entire season and also the first days of the wild card. A lot of Evil Geniuses we've kind of been missing that hero. We've seen him here and there, but definitely not in the open.
think, yeah, most of the Void Spray I feel like was in response to Puck. Not that it's a hero that counters Puck, it just seems to be the go-to mid laner where you know you have some reliable catch against Puck. You're not going to lose your lane per se.
It's weird because Puck at the beginning was the response to the Void Spirit.
Yeah.
And then teams and players kind of adjusted their playstyle, and you see Void Spirit winning the lane, and later on as well he can be complicated, but Puck's still pretty good in that matchup because of the leash. However, we will not see the Monkey King. They've listened to us. They're picking the Pangolier instead and saying if EG wants to counter it, they can go ahead.
It's going to force EG to use 2 bans against Ame because both Monkey and Troll still in the pool. Gotta imagine EG probably does target Ame. I think he's got the most clearly defined hero pool when it comes to that second phase.
Picking Troll and banning out Monkey is also an option, but instead picking an Alchemist.
Oh, I was expecting that, and I'm sure a lot of people with me, considering they get Protect ban afterwards, and it's a comfort hero.
They, for those of you who've been watching the tournament, seeing a lot of Alpha in different off lane as well as carry. EG exclusively run this in the carry role, unless it's going to be a big curveball.
Evil geniuses
they came into this series very well prepared, and you could see them in that first game as well, picking some heroes that you don't necessarily see them pick. So maybe here Alchemist offlane as well is an option, but let's see, probably some niche separation bans, heroes that deal well with the Alchemist. There we go with the Troll Monkey, right? That's what you guys call it.
Probably, yeah. Unless they want to bait out the Monkey pick again. That's something, you know, we talked this captain. Sometimes they want to bait their opponent to pick something because they feel like they have an answer. At least in game 1, that was the case.
Monkey King is a little bit slow, I would say, versus the Alchemist, but if it does get picked, you can't flex that Alchemist on the offlane any longer.
So last time we saw EG on Alchemist, they ran it on Arteezy, but in the offlane in a tri-lane. And that's something, you know, maybe they're going to be considering again. They've got the Tusk, so they're pretty much going to have a tri-lane advantage. Acid Spray, impossible to fight under, plus tag team, like, you're winning that tri-lane if you're EG.
Why is the win rate so different on the Radiant and Dire for this?
Don't be fooled by this. I think it's all about the teams that are picking it and perhaps the position, because if you think about it on Dire, maybe it's even easier to play the Alchemist because it's easier to stack for him.
Yeah,
the jungle's
that's what I was expecting, a higher win rate on Dire.
I think it's one of those stats that don't really tell the true story. The whole
small
story.
sample size, and like you say, that probably also a lot of this is the offlane out.
He looks pretty real.
He did. For a second there, I thought, oh, we got a cosplayer in the house. That would be really cool, by the way. If, like, for one, it would be a cosplayer. And we would
just whole team of cosplayers, like
They're ready.
120 people standing by.
Or 120 costumes, low budget ones, and you just hop in. Okay, there you go. You called it really well. The Troll and the Monkey King ban out Ame. Meanwhile, PSG LGD is still banning the Viper. I don't think it was that necessary.
No, I think that's like EG in their head after last game. Like that, I see that ban thinking, man, PSG LGD kind of a bit thrown off.
Even considering they went into reserve time in their first phase, you don't see that very often. Usually teams have a very well prepared first two, and they did not expect to lose with their best on game 1. Okay, Monkey King, is it going to be the Ancient Apparition? I believe it should be. You don't really want to play against that as an Alchemist.
Yeah, and PSG is very comfortable with it as well.
One of those heroes that has been played so much on position 5 in the CN DPC.
In their time.
Evil geniuses.
Yeah, I think this is usually where you start to chew through that ban time. Like, you have a clear idea of what you want to pick, and you're kind of just second guessing. Are they going to go for this carry or this support, which is the problem? So,
can they pick it themselves? Snatch that AA away? Is that something that they would do?
It's not been... Fly's been very much that team 5-5 position. We've seen him play Wyvern, we've seen Phoenix from last game, the Tidehunter. Possible, I guess, but it would surprise me.
Yeah, Fly is a little wild with the position 5s this tournament, at least.
Yeah. He's not played the same hero twice. That being said, this is only their 3rd series, so I don't know how much that's
not a big sample size.
And they will play a different one again. This is the Keeper of the Light.
Stack specialist. You got an Alchemist who's here can stack for him, and another hero that's pretty good in the damn tri lane. You know, you have Illuminate in the mix too, so.
And when you think about Kotal, you can't not remember Insania, just running through the jungle, stacking everything. Didn't work out for them, but they also didn't have Alchemist too many times.
No. typically Coddle picked up with a pairing too. So now I think if you're PSG, LG, and you're AG, you've maybe already got an idea of what are you going to pick with the Coddle. We've seen a lot of Coddle Bristle. We've seen the Ember. I'm curious to see what EG look to synergize with that Chakra Magic.
Would you still be happy if it was a Coddle Bristle, knowing that RTZ could then either, well, probably has to play the Bristle, or would you swap it around and have...
You could still offlane.
Bristle,
Yeah, you
yeah?
could still offlane Bristle. We've seen it a
Yeah.
couple of times here.
Because then
Evil
they're gonna have to
geniuses
fight about
turn
the
I'm not a big fan of Coddle Bristle. I think they're more like
Yeah,
they
for
go for
sure.
like an Abed Ember or something.
Even this Beastmaster that PSG LGD just took would have been alright with the Kotal.
Yeah.
But you have to also remember that this Kotal most likely will be the 5 on the safe lane, and Tusk will be the 1 on the off lane. So maybe we shouldn't
10
look too
seconds
much into
remaining.
the combinations. At least not the lane
Yeah,
combinations.
it's more about like the
5
Coddle Ember is
seconds
less about
remaining.
laying together and more about
Later
that
on in the
mid-game potential of the two heroes.
And we actually have seen that Ember picked into the DP with
PSG,
an early vessel build.
LGD.
So
Tide Hunter.
with her region instead, they go with the Tide.
Yeah, not going to be the Fly Tide here. This is
Looks like an ice.
they really like to pick like Tide when they can get those 1v1 matchups that are favorable. So Tide versus
10
Beastmaster and
seconds
go for that
remaining.
aggressive trap. Could
Throughout
be-
the game favorable, right?
Yeah.
Because
Oh.
you have
5
Anchor
seconds
Smash as well
remaining.
versus all the summons. You can stand in front of the tower, defend it.
Good against Pango. You done.
But this means Xingqiu probably position for Pango. Very interesting drafting style from PSG LGD right now. Not something that they tend to do way too much, but we talked about Xingqiu. We compared him to Crit.
Phantom
He's
Assassin.
extremely PA.
EA. They played Pango position for once through this tournament in stages against. They did win that game, but definitely not one of the more common ones for.
10 seconds remaining.
What do you make of the PA? It's an
Turn
early
to
PA.
ban.
Yeah, I don't like it. it actually
I don't think
stunned
we
me
ever
a
liked the
little bit.
PA picks that much. Yeah.
Not only that, I don't like it overall. I don't like it into Tide.
Okay.
That's it can be a little bit difficult, I think, of a matchup on the laning stage at least.
Nothing
10
to say
seconds
is one of the
remaining.
few players that has actually played Magnus this
5 seconds
true.
remaining.
Mag PA. Does that make you like it more, or is it still meh?
It's possible because she does have Beastmaster already, right? And then Mag.
I feel like Mag, you generally need to see your mid matchup a bit, and that's where like we saw it. That I think it was against Doom, where you're like, okay, I've got this mid hero that can just farm again.
Turn to ban.
Picking it blind because EG have the last pick, which they've saved for Abed, is possible, but it seems
And that would mean that
risky.
you have a 5 Death Prophet as well, which is definitely doable. Especially even versus the Tide and the lane, I think you could do that. I actually wouldn't mind that,
10
Mag.
seconds
Maybe a
remaining.
pick such as Magnus would make me believe in the PA a little bit
5
more because
seconds remaining.
they picked Magnus in multiple occasions.
Two times, yeah.
In the DPC league as well. It's not even only about the hero that he buffs up. They just play a very mean Magnus. So it's an
And
option.
if EG gets ahead in the lanes, like they do tend to do, Magnus is one of the heroes that will always give you, regardless of how far you get behind her. We've actually not seen a whole lot of teams make comebacks after you get behind on them. It's mostly been, well, the famous
PSG
22 versus Liquid
LGD's
is
turn
one
to
of the ones where it was possible for Team Liquid to make a comeback after Mega. But in the upper bracket for sure, it's been like the previous game we just saw.
They just put DP mid and pick your position 5 like an Abaddon last or something that actually benefits
10 seconds
the
remaining.
PA, some minus armor.
CEG reflecting the flex potential of the Death Prop. They ban a
remaining.
support and then they ban a core. So
We see this a lot, right?
yeah.
Recently, the drafting of these teams is on such a high level that not only it's very difficult to predict who's going to win, but it's also very difficult to predict what the last pick, even what the role is.
But you do have a
Evil
pretty good idea
geniuses
for once
turn
where
to
that
pick.
hero and player combo is going in. PSG LGD.
That's a 5. That's an innocent.
That's a 5.
Yeah, that's an
Ah.
innocence gyrocopter. Okay, they want to. I can see their
Select
playstyle
your
working out,
heroes.
and Void Spirit last pick.
Pretty value. This hero's gone from like first pick worthy to alright, we'll just take a 10th pick.
Yeah, it's
Why
not
not?
banned. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay, so the matchup for DP is good. And I can definitely see this game rolling out of control for PSG LGD the same way the first game rolled out of control for Evil Genius. In a style in which you have Dead Prophet, you have Beastmaster constantly pressuring your lanes. Maybe even buy a Dezo on PA early on, joint fights. Gyrocopter extremely strong early on, same with the Tusk. I can see it working.
The Tusk on EG
I
side.
see also what's coming, Lizard.
But here's let me tell you. Let me interrupt. Here's why it won't work.
Except the last one. Yeah, I think EG has this one. Alchemist in an aggressive tri-lane potentially, where they pressure the PA, Alk, Tusk, and Keeper of the Light. I don't think you can ask for a better tri-lane. You can just park Tidehunter against the Beastmaster in a solo lane and say, like, I don't care. Like, I don't care what your boards are doing. I'm not taking any kind of damage. And I think that's what EG is going to do, and that's a recipe for success.
I think so. I'm seeing a draft from EG where they're getting their hands on the crit Tusk to open, and then as the final pick, you know, PSG LGD, ooh, we've got to support Gyro, and then boom, EG's like, Arbed Void Spirit. You know, I know which draft finisher I prefer.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much. Let's see, obviously PSG LGD having to do something a bit different to what they've been getting away with the wins that they've had so far. This game, we're seeing them bring out the PA, a hero, a carry that just, it hasn't been carrying games, Lacoste.
No, I checked the Dota buff when they picked it. It has 22% win rate. It's a nice number, but it doesn't give you too much confidence in winning the game.
But let's see if they can do something a little bit different. Obviously, they've had to change it up after game one. Game one, they were completely figured out
30
by
seconds
EG.
to battle.
Here they're trying a little bit of maybe an approach that EG may not prepare for. See, we have seen the support Gyro before. Maybe PSG LGD are going to be able to do something
Beast bomb
with it. Play aggressive enough and catch EG off guard. Fifth final pick, you've got to imagine that they do feel that there's some power to having it as their last reveal in the draft.
I see Crit using the fist bump voice line. The first thing that comes to my mind is like shoulder bump.
Begins.
So yeah, back to the aggressive tri-lane. Like, they have so much pressure. You have acid spray, you have a tag team. This is just like so much damage coming out from and the illuminate. Like, I'm not sure. Okay, so they know something is up. They're gonna
change it.
They're gonna change it up.
Of course, Crit is getting the block soon, making sure that they're going to have to deal with the creeps meeting underneath the tower, and maybe even give a chance for the tri-lane of EG to early aggressive move. See already, starting things over onto Fabian, Arteezy. Some body blocks. Playing play, Fabian doesn't have any trouble cutting his way. But it is under the tower, so it's going to push out in EG's favor.
So they will keep an aggressive, like two heroes bottom. Tidehunter will need help. Like Innocence on the gyrocopter with the rocket once he hits level 2. Tidehunter is just not tanky enough, so they will need to help out Tidehunter. I don't think ISSI's, like, lane is pushing in, so this is not too bad actually. Like, ISSI is just using a salve and the one tango. He also wanted to go for Orb of Venom, but since he's not playing in 1 versus 1 scenario, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to get levels out of this lane, ISSI. I guess so the question is if EG are happy just giving Arme a free start. Arme on the PA, tied around, Y able to come in each time with the waves to push ISSI's back. Arme should have free farm.
He should. You know, Alchemist, if he's free farming, if he's getting the Battle Fury, his timing is stronger, a bit faster on that Battle Fury, and then you have this like window of opportunity to just go in and do stuff around the map, force them to take a fight. Jin Q wants to drag the creep wave.
Okay, we'll see Crit come over to deal with him as well as Fly.
Safe lane, dragging a creep wave. I don't think I've seen this before.
Let us
Takes it. Taking it on a little bit of a tour.
Buckle up. Take you for a ride.
Be able to swing around, get a couple of creep waves.
This is such a godly move from Jin-Q here.
Double stacking the wave here to make sure that it pushes in onto Faith Bian. That Faith Bian's able to get the creep wave a bit closer to his tower again. It's a double wave coming out together. Crit coming up to the top, ready to start making some pulls and get Ice is laying in a bit of a better position for himself.
I think Alchemist dies on the bottom lane. They still have like no potential possibly if PSG LGD decides to go in deep. There is an Acid Spray at level 2. They have Illuminate. It's just so much damage. 60-second duration on Acid Spray at all levels. It's just so powerful. You can't stand in it. Arteezy drops it underneath the tower. Once enemy mid laner hits level 6, like you might need to be in the jungle. Like you can't stay on the bottom because there is a kill potential on you. It's not one of the best heroes to rotate. It's not like Puck with the coil. It's not one of the spirits that can just go in. It's a Dead Prophet, Spirit Siphon, so he might stay like 30 seconds, a minute longer on the bottom lane.
Seeing on this bottom lane as well, just an excellent amount of denying being done by Arteezy. See already a complete level between him and
Yeah, they're playing the bottom lane nicely. They go in, they push the wave, and then they pull it to the side.
Yes.
Buckle in on this supply. Build up the Illuminate.
One more hit.
And got him Arteezy. Spits out the Acid Spray. That's going to be a first blood for Artur.
Maybe if it was the old patch, because right now it deals damage straight away. Before it did a second to kick in for whatever reason, and now he got him. That's why I was so surprised that he actually just got a kill straight away.
This lane's going to get very hard for Fabian to really stay in. Q trying to do his best to push back Flight.
Not while I
The kill here, Flight. Q. Quite able to commit. Fly, able to get close enough to the tower, pop this out. Turn towards Arteezy, but Arteezy happens to stand his ground and punch back. He's got to back off.
And they just don't pressure Arteezy with the Beastmaster and Puggle. You know, they have a lot of slows, but standing inside the Acid Spray, like you try to fight them, they're gonna just blast you. Now Crit is on the bottom lane. He's trying to secure the bounty.
70% for White. So coming over.
Dire structures are fortified.
Pressure underneath the tower. You see Faith down. He's having to play so scared. He's hiding in the trees. See over the bounce room. Crit able to pick it up before Jin-Q can grab it. Get the 4 bouncy runes tip for G. Bottom lane Faith down to continue to hide. He's got no regen. Salve's on the way out.
Yeah, just
knows
hide.
this. He's hunting it. Faith Bian's looking pretty dead here if they get vision of him. Crit coming over as well as Faith Bian. He needs help. He needs it now. Jin-Q's going to come over with the swipe buckle. Now Jin-Q's also put himself in a bit of a difficult position. Jin-Q also what's going to live? Fly, can he get him? Salve's going to keep Q alive. So Q able to save himself. Arteezy
was like super afraid. I guess he did not want to get slowed down. Phase Boots will be able to get him. Doesn't even pop the Fairy Fire, no need.
Jin-Q, Arteezy might be able to get him as well.
He has Phase Boots, he's just going to run it down.
There we go, one more punch. Boom!
Double kill.
He gets a level 6 from that. Drops in a Ring of Health.
Alright.
Oh, he has a Chemical Rage. This is just a disaster, this bottom lane. Keeper of the Light will come back. Keeper of the Light's level 4 and a half, 6 minutes in. You have, this was like a tri-lane from the start. And he's level 6.
Nothing to say, he's trying to get in onto Arbeb. We've got Crit and Fly coming in with a rotation. Arbeb rolling up. A little too low on the HP to get back in on this. We'll see the TP over from Ice. He does have Ravage, good to go this season. And he's going to pop it straight away. Instantly with a TP, and nothing to say. He was not expecting that at all. I mean, he sees the tight TP again. He just stands right on top of it. Ice just presses R and he's gone.
He was like, no way that he's gonna use a Ravage on me.
Ice is just like instantly.
That was Shift Ravage. Like he was so ready for that.
Yeah,
the good thing for PSG LGD is that Ame is having a much better game this time around. Like, he's not being pressured, but as I said, you know, Alchemist, the 2 points in Grievous Greed, he is getting more farm, he's getting the kills.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
On an Alchemist at this point, and as we saw there, some solo kills, solo XP really, as he was left to clean up RTZ. It really doesn't get to be much of a better start for the RTZ app.
They also have some stacks made. So when I talked about him being, you know, forcing it up the lane, I don't think it should happen top lane, nothing safe. With the rotation. Yeah, there should be that guy. So he does not need to care about rotations, because if they go on him, he has a chemical rage, he can just free farm the lane.
To be honest, it's going to have to find some sort of way to
Dire's middle
pick up
tower
the levels,
is under attack.
Still struggling to get anywhere close
Radiant's
to level
bottom
6.
tower is under attack.
A slow game for getting the Roar online. Arbed was about maybe making the jump onto it. Might still do so off the back of this smoke. Fabian sticking around. Arbed is going to be ready to close it. Straight onto the Beastmaster. Fabian.
Your anger is
In and
push back
out.
this game.
Radiant's bottom tower.
The bottom
is under
tower
attack.
dropping low, Arteez is just getting the maximum amount of farm, dragging the creep wave, farming both small camp and the creeps, and also putting some pressure on the tower. Like, it just does not get better than this. Like, this is gonna be pre-10-minute battle tree.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So Armed doing his best
Dire's
to keep
top
up.
tower is
Pretty
under
much the same
attack.
CS, but just not the same amount of kill involvement, of course. Doesn't have that Grievous Greed.
Radiant's bottom
It's going to be
tower.
slower. Acceleration part easy, especially with the tower getting taken as well.
Dire's
It's going to be
middle
insane.
tower is
Around the
under
mid lane.
attack.
Attempt onto Ice, goes to route. Requires side, no further dive to be added by PSG LGD. They'll look for the objective. Ahmed is swinging around from the side.
Radiant's current
And already wide. Trapped. Came up onto the high ground a little too far. Ice, they'll turn towards him. Ahmed in with the simulate. Ravage comes out. Ice tries to save himself. Ahmed will be able to pick off one of the backlines, and that Ravage will stop. Nothing to say from being able to close the gap onto Ice.
They get the kill, Arteezy on the bottom lane, free farming, just needs one extra creep
Dire's middle
to
tower
finish off
is
the
under
battle. This
attack.
might be the fastest battle. This must be, you know, Nox is already typing in, like, let's see if this is it. Probably is, that's just my guess. And they've set up already a deep vision. Like, they have one observer ward scouting out the lane. Like, this ward on the bottom lane does not get rewarded. Like, there's no way that this gets rewarded. And also deep one, so like Arteezy is pretty set. Like, they wanted to set him up for a good game, and exactly what's happening.
Again, EG, their laning has just been so good in all of the games we've seen. And good variety in the way that they've been doing it too. Very flexible, they're always ready to adapt to the opponent. Against PSG LGD, they set the lanes up just like in game 1 for them to really have this strong edge. They've really forced the advantage.
Oh, he didn't stack. Like, Dragon's tail was inside, so he didn't stack the ancients, unfortunately.
And around with wide. Oh, no. Still illusion rune there. Stops the missile. Allow Ahmed to stay on target and take him down.
I don't know how you kill this guy. I just don't think... He's going for the casual Sanj type of a build, which I really like. That item is so good, giving damage, HP, status assist, and self-HP amplification.
I mean, the thing is as well, if last game was anything to go by, I don't know if PSG LGD know how to kill up at all. Last game, remember, he did not die. Ended the game 11-0-14, so continuing his deathless streak here into game 2.
You know what my biggest problem is with, like, Twitch chat? I don't know if it's a POG or if it's Komodo hype now. Like, I'm confused, because you can just see it, but you need to hover with your mouse over it to see what it actually is.
I mean,
because, like, you don't know if it's a POG play or if it's, like, Komodo hype type of a play.
Radiant's
They're
bottom
referring to
tower
dragons.
is under attack.
I do like dragons.
Now, dragons are pretty popular nowadays.
Mid lane. Right. Here, ready to battle. I'm going to have the 6 on the gyro. Ice, he's got Ravage in a few seconds. He's happy for them to go. They'll come in here with the exorcism. So I bet he's already been able to take down the PA. We'll see if CPG want to try and bring over the rest of them to get a fight going mid. Trying to do their best to push. Nothing to say away from the tower whilst the exorcism goes to work. As they still able to get in,
Dire's
take
middle
down the tower.
has fallen.
Objective is taken. Ice. Still feeling relatively tanky, the hood, but of course the exorcism, the damage still punching through it.
5k gold lead, 12 minutes in. Tidehunter does not like to play into that profit because I've seen so many like Tide versus DP matchups where DP just runs him down, uses the Spirit Siphon, you cannot dispel that with the Exorcism. You have enough speed to actually just run him down, and that might force Ravage. This time around, like, they have so much also minus armor. The damage coming up from Tusk, let's say someone stands inside the acid spray with the dodge, Crit can one-shot him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, Crit has been on, like, this guy is just amazing. You know, whenever he plays Tusk, he always goes for the same ultimate, which I already said, Drums of Endurance, and then gets a Blink Dagger, but he's so active with the hero. He snowball saves to dodge certain spells, like, even on the mid lane, we saw it already. It's just amazing to watch. Fly, also getting a ton of farm, has a Fluffy Cat. Going towards the Force Staff, which I really like. Great against the Master, push people out.
Pressure coming into Arbed. He's able to sweep round and behind. As you anticipated as well, these wards that EG got down in the jungle of PSG LGD, they're here for the full duration.
Yeah, and they're not rewarding that, and they are controlling the jungle. Everyone else is playing, you know, ranked, while Arteez is playing turbo mode in this game.
It certainly seems when you look at his items already coming out. So, there's just no real way that Arme can keep up. And HBA, Arteez is now commits.
Radiant's bottom tower
4K
is
ahead.
under attack.
That difference growing with every single minute of farming. Full S&Y done. S&Y Battle Fury 13 minutes in. The insane item time is continue to fly out for Arteez.
Like, even with the Battle Fury, Phantom Assassin still does not farm as much as Alchemist. He almost has double the net worth at the moment. 14 minutes in, this is just insane.
It's mid. Find Eyes alone, and with a good angle on the rolling thunder, GQ will have the lockdown.
It did not take the prophet to see that coming.
One play that they could potentially do with the Exorcism, not this one, because they already lost some of the duration, is try to go in and sneak the Roshan. Both of these teams have a really good Rosh lineup. Like, next fight, whoever wins it could potentially go in. E.g., they need Tusk, they need the tag team to be able to do it. But with the Exorcism, with Phantom Assassin, Necrobook from the Beastmaster, PSG LGD, they also have enough damage.
Dire's middle tower
Especially
is under
if
attack.
they were able to wait as well. PSG LGD going to get Deso on PA. And chance at all. Of course, with the deficit that they're at right now compared to EG, in fact, EG do have a solid fight around the pit. It's not going to be something that they'll be able to just walk into. That's ready with the Ravage.
Precious bounty.
Close to having the Yule Scepter done. A lot harder to get in and on. Easy. Starting already out. Blink Dagger's done. Working on that BKB to make sure that himself will be fight ready.
He's still not joining, you know, he's just farming, enjoys killing those creeps. Blink Dagger, S&Y. Like, they could potentially force a fight inside the pit. There's still a tier 1 tower standing on the mid lane.
With this Blink reveal from Arteez. Straight in. Yours is done. Blink never be sent all the way down. They can. Ravage popped immediately. Leaving no
Zoning
chance.
Ravage, like, there was... maybe he was thinking, you know, they will go from the trees because he didn't see anything. Or maybe he was, I don't know, definitely not needed Ravage there because they had a Tusk. But, yeah, they will still get the tower from it.
Is under attack.
Lines drawn on the minimap. PSG LGD, they seem so afraid.
Structures are
Understandably
fortified.
so. Now it's Easy's able to start claiming farm from PSG LGD's triangle. Start to head up, maybe see if they can push him back. Why? Backed up by Arme. Attempt to start something onto Fly. Yeah, he's going to come Rolling Thunder. Oh, big crit. Put down from Arme onto Fly. Easy hit inside the pit. Good pick from Arme. They're going to be able to find Arteez. Yes, a double kill. For Arme. They're not done yet.
Yeah, they
Don't
will go
touch
back
triple
inside the pit. Like, he got stuck in the pit. Usually it's on the flip, but this time around, inside the pit, like, minus armor, even out of this is just too much. This is the play that I was talking about, not necessarily the sneak inside the Roche pit, but make the fight near the Roche pit where the exorcism is running, and then go in and take it.
I mean, that's
a baller move.
Exploded out of nowhere. EG were not ready for that. Now, EG very much feeling that they could get away with taking some of the triangle away from Arm. He was not going to let that pass.
Problem is they did not have Ravage. Like, they used Ravage on mid lane, got only one kill off it. They could have played a bit more passive.
See it again. Of course, a beautiful crit to start off the action there, just eliminating Fly from this plane of existence.
Yeah,
and then
I can see.
he's like kind of stuck in the pit. He headed in there initially to try and hide them.
Yeah,
Was
PSG could not get out of there.
Now there's a Deso done on Armad. And that fight, those crits, that was coming up before the Deso.
So with the Desolator, like, they're gonna have a lot of damage. Like, these heroes don't have too much armor, especially Keeper of the Light. Like, you can see what Ame can do, even pre-Deso, like how much damage he can deal.
Crits right now. Fly is not going to stand a chance if the RNG comes through for Armo.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
The dusk.
See it. Sake missing on it. This maybe be able to set something up. They've got the exorcism back in 30. Around the time, yeah, so it's already with the Ravage. Go for the second round.
Ravage is ready. They also have a Blink Dagger, so it's going to be much easier for him to just jump in. Also, Tidehunter does not have like any hero in this game that he's really afraid of, besides like Dead Prophet Silence. If they don't focus him, just to silence and play around him, but he should be able to get the Ravage off if they try to focus him.
Radiant's
it's
top
pretty much the
tower
Necro
is under
unit.
attack.
Like, he does not want to get his mana burn. Pretty limited on the mana, but we'll see. He's going to probably stay in the back lines and like get the first jump anyway.
He's going to look to get his farm back on. Give it done before the next fight. I'm going to have Crit in a bit of a spot of bother here as Arme maybe out of bounds. In the backup comes in. He's going to give it a 2-man for Conjure though. Jumps over against both of them.
Oh, nice dodge.
Behind Arme. Arme's down the watch. Right, heading into the cooldown. See if Arme's able to get in. 4 kills out. He turns over towards Arme. He jumps into the dagger.
Mega kill!
What's going on? He's
Double kill!
Arme gets a second. 2 kills here for the PA and PSG is not stuck. Looking over towards Arme.
He's out himself. As he ults for himself. Taking the back for time.
He's up in the air. One more crit would do it. Arme for the kill. He's going to be able to find it here. The Ghost cleaning up Armed. There's another team fight where Arme is just getting set up into the action. These kills are really allowing him to catch right back up as this PA is looking pretty spooky for EG. It seems that they can't quite deal with it.
Oh, he's dealing so much damage right now, especially with the level 50. Like, they had the Aegis, he respawns. Alchemist doesn't have much armor. Like, he has the status resistance while ulti is running. He also has some extra regeneration from that ulti. SNY keeping him with the status resistance, but needs armor. Like, he's just gonna get blown up by the Phantom Assassin. They can lock him down. Like, this game is, you know, when you have Alchemist as a carry, you need to stay ahead. I think they lost like 7-8k gold lead in the last 5 minutes.
We've had at least back-to-back fights now where Arme's just been involved in about 7 back-to-back kills. After the death, so BKB just a recipe away for Arme. Arteezy's got to get sort of these next items done. But the BKB, the AC, that's when things start to get a little better again against the PA, but these hits that Arme's coming in with,
he's closing in.
Radiant's
Closing in the gap.
tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower
More
is
than
falling.
Ame at the moment, but Ame, once he gets a BKB, he's really not afraid of any of the abilities. Like, the only ability that goes through Magic Immunity is Walrus Punch, which he's fine with. You know, they just can't lock him down.
Why? What out Crit?
Dire's top tower
Arme wants
is
to get
under
involved
attack.
in this.
This revealed the ward, so should get rewarded. This time around, PSG LGD managed to kill only 1 tower. Nothing to say. BKB done. Just BKB is a must-have in this game.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Why they'll have BKB in both cores. Arme and nothing to say. I'll make the jump from EG even more important to get. We're just seeing if it's going to be that of the Ravage of Ice. There will be that window for Arme to react, get the BKB off before the tentacles attack him.
Trust me, I
Tower
know
very
to
low.
handle such power.
Ravage is available, as you said. But they're not gonna go for it. Oh, and you told me a story about Ice, why he's called like that. I didn't even know that. Can you, explain that?
I wonder if the viewers knew that. I was having a
Please
shower
explain
thought this morning. The Ice.
And you were thinking about Ice.
I was actually doing the shower. And Ice, it means Ice Cube, doesn't it? Ice times ice times
Dire's
ice is
bottom
Ice
tower
Cube.
is under
Ice
attack.
Cube. I thought that was very smart. Smart man. And I was just like, wow. One of those moments.
No, I was blown away when he told me the story. That's why I'm not reacting. I can't really.
Ice Cube.
Yeah, I can't fake my reaction. That's why I was just
Our
silent,
scanner.
because I can't be blown away twice by this fact.
Well, I feel like we've all learned something today. Chat might as well. Acute, by the way, is when you
Radiant's
time
top
something
tower
by
is
itself.
under
In case
attack.
any of you haven't done maths,
Dire's
it's a very
bottom
complex,
tower is under attack.
mathematic. Yeah, ice.
Very interesting.
Very interesting. Ice. Oh, he's in a bit of a bother here. Here's the setup set. Gives its nice angle, and in fact, he's under the tower as well. Ice.
They are controlling him.
It's really dead here.
Poor dear.
So EG, they lost so much advantage.
They lost the
and they
flow this
gave
game.
PSG LGD ability to come back
Dire's
to
middle
this game.
tower is
Ame,
under
he
attack.
has a bottle from Nothing to Say. Double damage, still up and running for about 15 seconds. Exorcism pop. Ame deeping top. They're just out. They feel,
Dire's
you know,
middle tower
we're
is
fine
under
with this.
attack.
Like, we have Phantom Assassin. It's a super strong late game. He's going for Sanj on PA.
Pretty much that as you do on every single carry.
Yeah, just get that casual Sanj.
Yep.
Come and fight me.
Never a bad item to pick up the build. All the top teams in the world do this on most of the heroes. You have to be a strength hero. Nice in the build up. Oh,
Is always
right.
ready.
Gotta run. Right, coming in. Oh. The routes come out of the beacon. Get immediately there from Arme.
Where are the crits at? There they are.
Arme takes down RCZ. Overwatch pretty good. The BKB from Arme now comes to an end. Arme looks like he was ready. Arme getting nobody turn. Another crit.
He's just cleaning up.
Triple kill. It's flying Arme. The last two left. The lights have got to run. Arme's going to have to get back in the dagger. Flying over towards Arme. Arme over to the tree line with the dissimulate. The CLG, they're going to continue to chase. What's he got left? Hacker in. To the side, missiles on his way over. Ahmed,
Give him the rampage.
Give him the godlight.
No, there was not enough, man. That threat, like, he was so fast with the BKB. Dodged the Ravage, got the 2 crits. On the Alchemist,
Yeah.
I think it's
Dire's
a mistake
top
for
tower is
Alchemist to
under
buy Hyperstone instead of
Dire's
Plate Mail there,
structures
because
are fortified.
He's a
yeah,
bit
like
greedy.
it's super greedy, especially, you know, because Phantom Assassin has that, so they have the
Dire's
minus
top tower
armor.
is under attack.
BKB
Dire's
on.
top tower
Perfect
is
reaction
fallen.
to the Ravage of Iso. Says
Perfect
play for
crits.
faith. Jan. Brilliant roar, just locks down Arteezy for a good duration of the BKB.
And look at how much they helped him. Like, they used the healing salve, they're just healing him up. I believe there was also a Spirit's Vessel coming out from the Pangolier. So he's kind of full HP, fight ready. Roshan, respawn, they have the vision with the Hawk inside the pit, plus the Solar Crest. So this is gonna hurt. Like, I love Fates Beyond itemization of this one. Like, no shenanigans, I'll get the Necro Book, I'll get the Solar Crest just to amplify the amount of damage that my carry is doing.
Roshan does. And she's been held onto now by maybe Superpass. She's over too. Potentially nothing to say.
Jesus mine.
Illusion.
You know, how do they kill him in these fights? This evasion, Blur is just doing so much. I mean, Arteezy, there is going to. Does he have to build an MKB in his build this game to be able to carry?
Yeah, they don't have enough. Like, they can't deal with him, so it's an item that Alpha does not want to buy, but might be forced to buy it here. Either that, or you might like try to get a Bloodthorn, but then you don't, you know, have it for BKB. They just slowed it down so much.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Choose to take that couldn't kill Arme and just done so much for Arme. It's Arme level 20 and only just behind that of what has been for the most part free farming Alchemist. Arme closing the gap. Zartzizi, AC, it's 100 gold away. Will have the AC up and running for the next fight. A little bit of protection to himself and his teammates from this high burst physical damage that Arme's jumping in with.
They need some kind of armor. Tide Hunter building into Solar Crest. I like it. Try to tank up, give it to your Alchemist. He broke the light, defending himself with a possible Ghost Scepter. Fred also wants to get a Solar Crest.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Since you have like 2,000 gold, you're probably just gonna get a Blink Dagger anyway.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Sweep over towards the top. There at the moment. Targets. It's out as well. Away. Done on our bed. Blink down. Chris going to have a better chance of getting in with the saves. Very important. Trying to buy some time. The heroes are getting jumped upon by Arme.
Nothing to say. Just thinking about getting the Shiva's Guard. Now has the Lotus Orb queued up. I also wouldn't mind him like getting Eon Disc just to be able to have something against that like first jump. They can potentially burst him as we've seen in the previous fight, you know, with the Alchemist and the Tide Hunter.
He just blinks in. And Arme's just going to turn straight towards him. Will be forced to safety by a flying machine. He's going to come in with a Rolling Thunder. Ice still left up on the high ground. The Ram will grab Arme momentarily. Assuming that they can get in on this. Ice, he's going to pop the Ram, but he's going to die. EG cannot fight around this. They've got to bail.
There's no follow-up. Like, nothing to save. BKB prematurely. This is why I said, you know, the Tide Hunter doesn't feel comfortable playing in the Dead Prophet, especially if Dead Prophet just itemizes into second item BKB, which I really like, and they're not stopping them. They're just gonna go. Status resistance, item done on Phantom Assassin, SNY plus Nesso, level 20, -3 armor. Just so much minus armor. He also has Fan of Knives, which I just noticed, so he can break the Tide Hunter.
Just picks it up here. Jump in onto BKB, on Tartini trying to commit, but now he's got to run. The chase from Arme jumps in, he's going to back off, doesn't want to dive too deep past the tower.
Many thanks.
This is actually a really good shard upgrade. You know, damage type is pure, 12% of max HP, so like everyone's super tanky, plus to apply the break. This is some old stuff from Dota 1 days. What yeah, you don't know. I was trying to ask my co-caster about the name, about the name that Phantom Assassin had in Dota 1.
Oh, I know the answer to that one.
You know? Okay, yeah. Go ahead. I forgot.
It was Bob.
Bob? Yeah. Bobby. Bobby. Good old Bobberino.
Bob's Blur. Bob's Blade. For the abilities. Very intimate.
Can we evade it? Yes, we can. Oh, chat knows. It's Mortred. Yeah. Thank you, chat.
Your anger is useless.
Been around for a long time, chat. We know they were playing Dota before it even came.
Yeah, they know all the secrets. They know all the names.
I mean, how do they kill this PA? How on earth do they do? I feel that until there's an MKB, or maybe with a rapier queued up, he needs the rapier.
Yeah, this is like true strike. Okay,
you got to go for it.
It's all in. Yep. They understand that the game is getting out of control. They're not farming much. They see, you know, this lineup is gonna scale. Like, they have so many stuff. You have Phantom Assassin, you have Dead Prophet, like Beastmaster is also heavy right clicker. Pango leader. This Pango is GQ Pango. We don't talk too much about it, but he has pretty much the same amount of farm as Ice at the moment.
No, RTG has to do. Without a rapier, they are never killing Arme. The only route could allow each to turn things around. They get that jump, and sort of initiate. If they're able to get the Ravage and the RTZ with the follow-up concoction, the Rapier should be enough lockdown to beat through this PA. But any other sort of build, it's just never getting done. Arme's going to live every time.
DP with the casual AC. Okay,
Dire's top
not too
tower
bad. Just
has
taking up the whole team pretty much.
I like it.
I'm wondering what he's gonna drop, because he has a Blink Dagger if he needs that to initiate. Can't.
Dire's top tower is
Maybe
under
if they
attack.
find possibly like Spider Legs.
Oh, what, for RTZ?
Yeah. And then he can drop the phase
Yeah,
boots.
I guess that's the dream for him. Yeah, so he can free up another slot.
How many tier 3 items do they got? They found
The dusk is always ready
Ceremonial
for a
Robe.
fight.
They found
No, they found them all.
Quickening
Radiant's
Charm.
bottom
There's
tower
not going to
is
be any
under
spider
attack.
legs today for him. They've already found the 3. No, sorry, yeah, they found. No, you're right. Yeah, they found 3. Still one to be found. So they need the RNG needs to be good for EG. I think you're absolutely right. They're definitely hoping for a spider legs for that 4th drop from there.
Because he wants to kill, like he wants to have the clean,
And it
wants
is
to
a-
have status
Come
resistance.
and fight
It's a
me.
quickening charm. So no spider legs for RTZ this game. He's going to have to just work with the 6 slots that he's been given. And if he can eventually get that blink upgraded to a swift blink, then the phase boots are less necessary. He's still going to be able to get the jump and have a chance to chase.
Wait for tier 4 items. Maybe you get
Let us fight.
might also give you move speed, the flicker. My brain stopped working for a second.
Satanic. Done on. Oh man, of course that's dream.
Oh, they
combo.
still had one
Wait, they
item.
still had one?
Paladin Sword. All right, he'll
Am I
take
lost?
that.
Wait, what? I swear.
Divine Rapier.
I don't know what I was looking
Drop.
at them.
So yeah, he needs to get rid of the phase boots. I think neutral items are bug.
Yeah.
Execute.
Oh no, okay, I was just...
I didn't
Anyway,
realize
kind of stuff.
he had stealthy.
Jump punch to Jinkyu.
You were perfect.
Now the moves of each.
They still don't know.
Very
They still
careful.
don't know that he has a Divine Rapier. Smoke for another 5-6 seconds.
Yeah.
Next Roche may respawn in 15.
Strategies. Ideally, they want to get that done before they really try and commit with the rapier in a fight. They certainly may just be forced to fight sooner.
Fate Beyond has a shard upgrade. That's one of the best shards for sure. Where it's not about that, you know, damage or stun. Even though I've seen Fate Beyond do some amazing things once he can control the hawk. It's about being able to move the hawk and just control vision. It's just so good. Imagine having Invis Observer Ward that you can control. It's like having Decky's Mind move around the map pretty much.
The dusk is always ready for
The
a
smoke up
fight.
from EG. They're going to walk into a blast, going to get the chance for the BKB to come off in for Arme. And RTZ tries to stay on target, has got an extra rapier, but with the Satanic Arme, he's back up to follow speed. Just over one side, the Ravage comes out, the BKB comes through, and RTZ's in, and he's taken Arme down. Einstein stands perfectly holding the Ravage, ready for the beat. See Arme getting caught in the combo on the high ground floor.
They got it, they want this rapier.
RTZ's out there in on top of his crate, comes in with a snowball save. Buyback
Blink
off the
ready.
side of Arme, and Einstein says they're on their way back over RTZ. He needs it, but he needs it now, but he goes down. Arme will be able to recover the rapier. Can he get it back to safety? He's up in the air. Still step ready. He's going to simulate. Arbe's
He
going to
has
run.
it.
He's got
Arbe
to
has
save
it.
it. Arbe's going to get that back to
Bottom
base.
tower is under attack.
As he's running, PSG, they're trying to chase, but Arbed will manage to save the rapier.
Yeah, 2 buybacks just to secure that rapier. Roshan just respawned. He had enough. Maybe he got hit by
Dire
something,
are
but
scanning.
Snowball, Blink Dagger was available. I don't think it would matter that much because still Chemical Rage was not ready. Ame gone for 40 seconds. That was such a clutch Ravage though, coming out from Ice Size. Perfect time for the march. BKB done. They get him. Managed to able to kill him.
They commit, of course. Lifesteal, the Satanic is going to do wonders. Arme straight back up to full, but just as the BKB ends, and literally, I think pretty much cast him when the BKB is going, knowing that it's going to end by the time the tentacles reach out and grab him, even though he's right next to him. So presses it perfectly, but PSG LGD still able to come in with the stronger fight. As soon as BKB's down on RTZ, he's vulnerable. Crit tries his best, but it's just too much. Goes south, RTZ just melts.
Yeah, it's just too much damage. That Prophet standing on top of you with the AC. Roshan still not dead. They're waiting for Ahmed to respawn because he does not have buyback.
Full lineup of BG back into play, but no Ravage for 50 seconds. Make his way back over. Rapier picks back up. There we go. No chance to be taken very, very quickly here by PSG LGD. Is there going to be any chance of getting this on the quick side? We've got Armin just turned towards Chris. Touch of damage. It's gone out again. He's the raw. Chris is there. RT's down. As they'll manage to kill him off. Decorate. Killing zone looks great here. GG is called. Game 2 will be taken by PSG LGD as Armin PA just popped off.
They know once he drops, they just don't have enough damage. They had such a huge lead. It was around 10,000. He was staying almost a double net worth of Ame. They got caught once. Pretty much that's all it took. They got caught once inside the pit. They die. PSG LGD, they take that edge. Edge is something that PG was relying on getting in that game.
Yeah, those sort of 2 team fights back to back. Arme picking up pretty much 3 kills each time. His game was just accelerated to a point that RTC just couldn't stay far enough ahead. They never had the ways to burst through the PA, you know, build.
It did. I think PSG made a smart move. They didn't just lane it the, expected way, in the way that EG has seen before, where Ice gets a 1v1 matchup. He wanted the Beastmaster, PSG swap it up, and that guaranteed that Ame had the farm to kind of come back and carry this game. It was a comeback, because EG's lanes crushed it.
Yeah, but that's truly the point, right? If you're going to run this aggressive tri lane once or twice throughout the tournament, teams such as PSG LGD, they will adapt to it 100%. And they did. However, that didn't win them the game. Later on, itemization from Arteezy, even though it's not extraordinary what he went for with the early Blink Dagger, it didn't work out for them because perhaps they needed maybe a little bit earlier BKB or maybe that AC a little bit earlier.
You're trying to be very gentle with his choice of items.
I'm trying to be very gentle, but in a game such as this one, you cannot make mistakes.
Yeah.
We were in the green room. The first team fight they lost, I said that they lost the game, right?
Yeah.
Because what? PA gets a Dezo on top of an Aegis from a single team fight. You cannot fight her anymore.
For me, maybe less the items, but more the mistakes. Like, I think maybe if you go for the earlier BKB, you have that bit more of a room for error, but you don't want to go for an early BKB and kind of, ruin your game. You
maybe
can see
AC.
there. Arteezy frustrated.
Yeah, he was also a little bit unlucky with the amount of crits coming out from Ame. Definitely that fight that you're talking about, that fight around the Roche. I don't think I'm ever in a team that has PA critting as often as Ame did.
Yeah, I saw that in the lobby before. He was preparing. He was sitting creeps with the PA, praying to RNG God as well. Yeah.
No, it worked out. It worked out great for them, and did like Abed's attempt to save the Rapier.
The Great Heist.
The Great Heist was successful, but only temporarily. PSG LGD, I love that they were able to identify when they should just go and never back down, because once they won that fight, they did make sure that they found Arteezy every single time.
I think a lot of teams with that start think they need to fall back into this. Let's farm and wait for PA to come online with like Battle Fury, Deso, BKB. they were like, no, let's go now before this Alp gets BKB. Let's catch him. They catch him in the pit. They kill him. They secure Roche and just completely turn the game around. I love the confidence from PSG LGD. That's the kind of play I don't think most of the other teams in this tournament haven't shown when they've fallen behind.
Yeah, especially with the PA. We have not seen PA be as dominant as Ame's PA this game.
Yeah, it's a pretty good matchup versus the Alchemist, right? He doesn't really want to build into any items that deal with her, except the AC, which came way too late for them. But also, they revealed the item build. They revealed everything by jumping, nothing to say on the mid lane. He did tank the gank, but after that they just turned. He didn't buy back, but he respawned on time to fight the Roche pit. And yeah, just killed off the Alchemist.
Killed off the Alchemist, killed off EG, at least for this game. Because we will go to a third, very happy with that. Who is the MVP from PSG LGD? Because can we give it to Ame? His job was to find the right peak. I think, you know, crits, very nice for him to get, but overall, I think as a carry, recognizing when you should not farm and join the team for fighting, even if it's not your typical style, and that is, to me, saying top-tier caliber carry. I mean, we knew he was, but in this game particularly.
Yeah, he was active. He showed his flexibility, busting out a hero that wasn't Monkey King Troll. You know, that's been not even a knock necessarily, but at least something that's been a bit predictable from LGD in a lot of games is first two picking his hero. This time he said, no, we're not going to first two it. That ruined us last game. Let's wait and put him on something he's less comfortable on, but he crushed it.
One of the things that I've noticed from these two teams so far when it comes to the drafting is they're very well prepared for the top picks of the other team, and they will adjust their complete draft, pick something extraordinary out of the ordinary, let's put it that way, to win against it. Monkey King in the first game, something that PSG LGD is winning game after game with, gets countered by a completely off-meta pick of Razor Viper cores. Puck, obviously meta, but those other two not. Now, EG, we've seen them dominate so hard with Alchemist. You've talked about it so much as well in the NADPC. Gets countered with the PA pickup.
I think it's going to also be a very interesting finding out who gets first pick, who has to ban IO, who gets an extra ban basically. Because that is what we're at right now in terms of first ban materials. You don't ban out specific players. Well, you kind of are depending on the team, but you ban out the IO. Regardless, that is something that you don't want to let through. We're going to go take a break before the third game. Before we take that break, though, let me give a quick shout out to one of our sponsors, Logitech. That's the QR code that you can scan right now if you get out your phone in time before it disappears. And if you do so, you can go order yourself some of the Logitech G Pro gaming gear, and with every purchase you get yourself a Dota 2 pin, and make sure to check that out. And if you were too late scanning it, don't worry, there's a panel also somewhere below the stream if you're watching via Twitch that you can click and you go to the same link. So maybe that was an easier solution for a lot of you that just got your phone out. Who knows? At least you got something to do in the break. We'll be right back with more Dota 2 here at the One Esports Dota 2 Singapore Major.
Can you guess what is the total prize money for the One Esports Singapore Major?
500,000.
I didn't even say the multiple choice yet.
Because I follow on Twitter.
A is USD 200k, B USD 300k, C USD 500k.
500k. 500k, yeah.
500k USD.
I think it's C. Go big or go home.
Should be 500k, the more the merrier.
I think it's 500.
So the actual answer is actually 500k.
What the hell? Sorry, sir, 500k, like dead ass.
To wrap things up, okay?
Okay, man.
I want to ask you, do you know any Dota 2 esports team, and do you have a favorite and why?
My favorite team has always been Alliance.
Back then, I really liked Virtus Pro. I'm not sure if are they still around.
I know about Team Liquid. I guess there's a lot of hype about Nigma playing, so I am pretty looking forward to watching Nigma play on the screen, as well as the Chinese teams that are coming over.
Ice, ice, ice. Dung, 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 dung. Team Secret, Papi. His team control is very good.
Name a pro gamer that you're looking forward to.
Ice, ice,
Dung, 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 dung.
Nico Baby from Alliance, one of my favorite carry players.
RTZ.
RTZ?
Because he's fun to watch.
Because I like his name. I don't think I'm looking forward to just any one person or any one team in particular, but just the whole gameplay.
As a gamer, are you proud for Singapore for hosting the majors as well as What do you think it means for Singapore in the esports arena?
It's very encouraging. It's a very good thing, I think. So if we were to host it, I hope that Singapore will actually put themselves on the mark with esports. International can earn more than 40 million.
For me, I'm definitely excited. I'm happy that Singapore is hosting this event.
I think it generally means that the Singapore government is more open, more welcoming towards esports in general.
I think it's a huge step up for Singapore and just the Singapore esports scene, just because we've always been so small, so under the radar. But hopefully this opens the eyes of many people internationally.
So how are you going to catch the majors?
Probably going to be watching with friends. So you guys definitely want to stay tuned to that, the One Esports Dota 2 Singapore major, especially on Twitch. Or even better, if you're watching it, some of the viewing parties happening across Singapore.
2, 3, go! Ice, ice, baby!
Ice on ice, let's go!
Alright lah, that's it. Cow team! So looks like Singapore actually has more Dota 2 players than I initially thought. Personally, I'm really proud that the One Esports Dota 2 majors are held here in Singapore, both as a Singaporean as well as a Dota fan ever since I was 14. 4 years ago. Anyway, that's it for us. Ciao first. TMTV, out. Boom.
That's RTC, Abu Dhabi, Tonil, and Dogo, and Kayasen!
What's up?
Dude, we're such huge fans! Where did you get that skin? Whoa!
JBL presents the sounds of victory. JBL Quantum Gaming headsets.
Đôi khi mình chỉ cần một ai đó lắng nghe. Tinder đã giúp mình tìm được những người bạn thú vị để sẻ chia. Giờ đây, ngày mới của mình tràn đầy những trải nghiệm mới mẻ cùng những người bạn đến từ Tinder. Tinder, thêm bạn, thêm trải nghiệm.
Evil Geniuses and PSG LGD here in the upper bracket finals of the One Esports Dota 2 Singapore Major. And for both of these teams, they've already secured $75,000 and more importantly 400 DPC points. But it's starting to get to the point where those points, they're nice, they already got them. TI probably going their way in terms of that they get qualified for that with this result already. It's starting to go towards which team will take the championship. The last time North America won a major, oh wait, that was never. They did win a minor, that was in 2018, something like that. And then for China, the last time they won a major, it's been 2 years. It was the Stockholm Major 2019.
Vici, right?
It's been forever.
Was that Vici Gaming?
That was Vici Gaming, yes.
Yeah, that was the famous minor into the major
Yeah.
run. Win the minor, go to major, win the major, yeah. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, and I think, am I right in saying like the points, 400 points, from 400 to 450 that they can win off of this, doesn't matter as much as taking the title. Like, would you not rather be third than second?
Depends.
You can still get the points.
Are you memed about or not?
The way the points go up is like, the difference was like, it's what, 50-point increase is not like gonna. I mean, it could be a game changer, but for these teams, they're probably qualifying for
Yeah.
TI already with this result. The
Yep.
prize money goes up very quickly, though.
Yeah.
That's something, you know. They've just got EG haven't been playing tournaments outside the
True.
GPC League, so. And like you say, it's all about bragging rights.
I think bragging rights is a major one for this one. We are waiting for the draft, of course, to start for the third game, and we're very curious to find out who's going to take a first pick, therefore who's going to get forced to ban out IO on the other side. And we're also curious to see the adjustments from the teams, because first phase Alchemist might just not work.
And for you in the chat, PSG LGD, they were instantly back into the lobby. They literally joined it the moment it was created. Meanwhile, on the side of EG, they were taking their time a little bit.
They were huddled around watching what I can only assume was last game's replay. Boba looked like was kind of pointing some things out about where things maybe went wrong, about mistakes to avoid.
Or maybe pointing something out that they can draft in the next game.
It looked like
ideas.
the way he was like moving looked like he was playing in a replay. He was controlling the mouse as if he was clicking through.
So then it's safe to assume usually that happens when you want the same draft. When you're thinking, our draft wasn't the problem. I'm going to show you where you made these mistakes. If you fix them, you will win the.
I can assure you, EG do not think they got outdrafted. 100%. EG is full confidence. Whether I think both teams had ways to win with their drafts, but EG probably feel like they had the better draft.
But it looked very solid at the start as well. But those type of mistakes, and we talked a little bit about the mistakes that we saw from RTC's side, you can't. You kind of got to maybe calculate a little bit for them, because you can't have a draft where you can't make a single mistake. It's very difficult for any top-tier Dota team to make no mistake whatsoever in a game.
Yeah, and it's also very difficult to remain calm and cool-headed after dominating the lane so hard as RTZ did. Like, let's be honest, he crushed them there. He got like a double kill. He had complete free fire. That was like a Battle Fury pre-10 minutes or something. And obviously, you feel like you're on top of your game, that you're the strongest hero in the game, and because of that, you might adjust your item build to be a little bit more active. I can't really blame him for the early Blink Dagger, because it allowed them to kill the Death Prophet on mid lane as well. But PSG LGD, they found that crack in the armor, or let's say they had no armor and they abused it with a PA.
PA shred through them, yeah.
Same bans, Timber Enchantress.
Yeah, it's curious. The first pick goes the way of PSG LGD. Oh, not curious at all. So EG bans out IO. Yeah, my bad.
Exactly.
I think I saw wrong for a second. But yeah, that is expected.
That's pretty much the storyline right now. If you don't have the first pick, you have to ban out the IO, and now Evil Geniuses is thinking
Puck again?
Whether to ban out the Puck or maybe DP even.
So
Puck.
They're going to ban Puck again. I'm curious to see.
PA shred through them, yeah. Same bans, Timber Enchantress.
And if they leave Tusk in, there's also a chance PSG LGD picks it up next. So that's always a risk as well. We know it's like the Tusk.
Yeah, he loves to play that hero. Also, one of the heroes that we haven't seen picked up by PSG LGD in that last game that would have been good is Oracle. So maybe something that they could flex around with.
Beastmaster!
Oh, okay, completely different opening.
And it's funny because we see Kuro and Cameron, he's not saying anything. So I'm like, no. Usually if they were talking about his hero, he'd be like saying something, giving some feedback. But EG decided to take a completely new approach. Beastmaster, to me, has been their most successful offlaner for Ice.
10 seconds
and they're just happy to pick it up now, not even care that they're showing it. Well, I'm curious to see whether PSG LGD feel like they need to pick one of their armate carries now that they know the matchup he might get.
Troll.
Are they gonna? Yeah,
just go with the Troll versus the Beast in as well. But
it's two before I've seen them pick Death Prophet Troll as their first two and just reveal two cores and not care.
They have Monkey as well. That's a possibility, but maybe they'll move away from that because it is what Evil Geniuses are expecting, and they have proven that if they are expecting a pick, they will counter pick it properly because they prepared, right? For this series, they went through all the permutations. Look, if we can predict their picks, I'm sure Bulba and the boys can do the same thing.
It also says to me maybe EG are considering that Earth Spirit more. Otherwise, if they wanted the Tusk more, they would have just first picked it 9 from LGD. So it's almost like, okay, we're going to give them the Tusk and we get the Earth Spirit now.
This is a curveball you can see from Evil Geniuses because PSG LGD went deep into their reserve time. Elder Titan, their pickup. Okay.
Yep, 4 or 5 for them, leaving both Tusk and Earth Spirit in the pool.
one of the things the Beastmaster also, you have to think about PSG LGD. They
10
love picking
seconds
it.
remaining.
They also pick it and they banned it once or twice. So because of that,
5
Evil
seconds
Geniuses,
remaining.
they secure it early on. I still don't necessarily think that it's the top tier first phase pick.
Okay.
But in this series, you can see that the meta has evolved in a different way.
Also, maybe don't want to fall into a trap from your opponent team.
Yes, I think one of the big advantages from playing on the Radiant side is that ability to control Roche, and Beastmaster, one of the best heroes to do it. You just push out that top lane so well. You've got the vision from Hawk, the Necro 3 to de-ward. And I've seen these Radiant teams, like, even when they're behind, they just walk into Roche with a Beastmaster, Necro 3 attack door, and just take a free Roche.
And the Roche from
LGD.
the previous game that we saw, the first one, was the deciding fight to take the lead in the mid game, which in this case was PSG LGD, which they had the
Beastmaster plus Phoenix plus Troll, I believe, are on over 80% win rate at least when picked together. So we have only the Beastmaster and the Phoenix. Sadly, the Troll is out. EG decide to get rid of him on their own.
Turn to
Alchemist Tusk is the Monkey King from EG. This is the Monkey King from EG, right? Let's pretend we're going to think about it for 20 extra seconds.
Yeah. Monkey, we saw Terrorblade banned out second phase both games as well.
PSG LGD's turn to ban.
I was gonna make a you know, a stand that Phoenix is pretty decent versus Monkey. You have the axes from the Bees, the Hogs, but no, you don't want to play against that.
You do not.
Tusk banned out. Earth Spirit perhaps also from PSG LGD is an option.
Remaining.
Are you worried at all for PSG LGD last time that they had to pick a hero that dealt with the egg? They were forced into a Lina. Do you think that they should think about that
I think
aspect of the
Mirana.
draft beforehand?
I think Mirana for his Q.
That may be a hero EG want to ban out, because it has been one of Zinc's better heroes. It's kind of quietly been picked a number of times by him, and he's done very well on it.
Completely agree.
10 seconds
Or maybe
remaining.
they can pick some core that deals with the egg as well. What comes to your
5
mind is
seconds remaining.
Juggernaut. Maybe a bit difficult versus Beast. Too many summons for the Omni Slash. Slows you in the lane. Roar through BKB. That is through the spin, which is all very good things, positives for Beast.
Also, EG themselves, I feel like Jug has been one of RTZ's better heroes, and from at least what we saw in Game 1, perhaps EG wants something a little bit faster pace. That's where at least they look to shine a bit more when playing PSG LGD.
PA still in the pool. If you want to crit a couple of times or hope that you crit again. That hero, like the moment I saw him crit 3 times in a row, I'm like, Dota wants him to win. That's what it is. It's like when the Spirit Breaker comes up to you and bashes you 3 times first thing in the lane. You're done mentally. It's over.
Dear Gamer, for the major, I would
Evil
like
Geniuses turn to pick.
I was gonna say when Gaben looks your way. Okay, so Titan Hunter actually banned out by Evil Geniuses.
Yeah, let's see what they go for here.
Okay.
That Earth Spirit, by the way, still in the pool. I'm assuming we want
10
Fly to play the Phoenix, and Earth Spirit would it still be a good option? It looks to be.
Why not? Yeah,
Always
they're gonna go with it. Yeah.
When you have this guy called Crit on your team, it's
Tusk banned.
it's a fantastic option. And
Evil
I think, I mean,
Geniuses
PSG,
turn to
I guess, I'm not sure why they prioritize the quad ban.
It's just the matchup versus Death Prophet. Yeah, I think that has to be it.
Oh, we're going fast.
Oh, Abed, this is, you know, I think after his Puck, his next best hero. He played it throughout the DPC because people weren't giving him Puck as much, but his Puck is his Storm, is very scary.
10
they don't
seconds
have
remaining.
a lot of catch on PSG LGD until Pango gets that blink. They do have a silence from that Prophet. So that's definitely not enough. You could go for a position 4. Shadow Shadow still in the pool, Lion still in the pool.
Yeah.
One of these 2 heroes could come in handy.
And do you want to see the Death Prophet against the Storm then? Like, are you kind of more sure the Death Prophet is a core, or?
Never mind. They want to crit again.
This time they don't have the heroes to buff up PA. This is something you always highlight, Liz. You want to see, last game they had the Beastmaster with Solar Crest and Miora.
You have natural order. That's something.
But that's only when you get in close with the...
It is something. It's not that bad. But like you said, no big buffs. But in that last game, they didn't have too many big ones, and it still worked out quite well.
Maybe this turn to ban. Magnus against Storm is okay, right? Until Storm gets sick.
Yeah,
it's
and
okay.
You're tanky enough throughout the game, right, for Storm to be solo killing you, but you are melee into all those remnants and whatnot.
Yeah, it is tricky definitely later on. And you will get ganked by the...
But
there's that.
Looking at this, so you guys are thinking if Zinq position for Pango and offlane that profit, that's your way of... Right? If I get this right,
you
because...
go both ways, it's still fairly open.
Yeah, because you're expecting the mid laner. I think maybe that profit is the mid lane, and you can see Evil Genius is banning out the Lycan.
Yeah, I'm on board with the Death Prophet mid. That to me makes most sense. I don't think there's an obvious mid laner to pick when you see the Storm on the other side.
And Nothing to Say has been pretty much outstanding on these heroes such as Death Prophet, Void Spirit, and Pax. So you picked one of those three, just put them mid.
Does mean they don't have a great way of dealing with the Supernova, but I think you don't want to fall too much in the trap. That's what happened in game one, where they're like, wow, we gotta get an egg hit, let's pick this mid laner. And then suddenly you pick something a bit off meta.
PSG LGD's
Shadow
turn
Shaman banned out. Something that we talked about previously. Maybe a line that's still in the pool.
Yep.
Not my overall personal favorite. I love Shadow Shaman way more than the Lion. Just from seeing teams, how they play out, and also Shadow Shaman brings those wards which can be a little bit pesky to deal with in team fights, also takes towers.
5 seconds still like remaining. Oracle from PSG LGD is one hero that you mentioned at the start, but it would mean that ET is the 4?
Yeah, it would mean that ET is the 4, and also you're playing into a Storm. Easy for him to jump on top of you, eliminate you first.
I think PSG really picked this ET for the Beastmaster. That's my impression at least.
Okay.
Like, it was the immediate response when Beastmaster was picked up. They used a lot of reserve time. I think they just want to try and secure that lane a bit.
Yeah, and the Phoenix is 5, so you don't really care about that. It can definitely work.
Okay, well, they have 50 seconds to decide and to make their choices in terms of who goes where.
Yeah, they have many different options.
Yeah,
here.
they really
do. The only locked in is Ame on the PA. I think that's pretty much it. Every other hero you can flex it a bit.
Yeah.
But most likely offlane Tango, right?
Vereska has arrived.
Will be the Willow coming out.
Okay.
Zinq has played that quite a little bit during the group stages. We haven't seen it on the main stage yet, but he played it twice actually. 1 win, 1 loss.
Yeah, but that's with Mars, right?
No, neither was with Mars. Neither was with
Once
Mars.
was with Puck, I want to say.
Yes, both of them were with Puck.
So there was some synergy. Either it's with the Puck or with the Mars, because you can break the coil, or you can make them bonk their heads into the arena, which is nice.
I do like it. They needed more control for this until, like, they picked the PA instead of that control hero because they wanted to get Ame's hero, but like, you look at the rest of the draft and they don't have that reliable lockdown other than Pengo when he gets the Blink Dagger, maybe the Death Prophet Silence, but it had something like that.
You may now select your hero.
Blood sticker. So they just counter the Pango with their last pick heavily.
And going away from that, going away from the game 2 playstyle, that big hard carry for Arteezy, they're going back to what worked in game 1, where it played the Razor, this time playing another more active carry hero.
gotta say I like EG a bit more draft, where like every single time I see a Pangolier who's not gonna have a good time, I feel like it's so hard to itemize. Like you're playing this Bloodseeker kind of countering 2 cores at once. Rupture, you know, you don't have to charge it yet. You know, you're never gonna feel comfortable playing into that.
They've got the PA again. They've got the PA again. And it was, you know, last game I did think EG had the upper hand, but there was a PA, it was Arme, and he crushed him. And this time around, I think he's got some good things to fight around with. I think the ET could be pretty big. Maybe down the line they get that upgrade, so he's jumping into the front lines with the Spirit, and then you're going to be able to have that physical element, the armor element of the aura by the side of the PA. Arme could pop off again here, and it could be a bit of a scare for EG, just like it was in game 2.
30 seconds to battle.
Thank you very much. Yes, game 3, the deciding one. We're having some fantastic 3-game series today, and this certainly stepping up to be another one of them here. It's everything on the line as we'll see both teams, G and PSG LGD, fight for that first spot in the grand finals. Lacoste, to sort of break it down a bit more, what are you excited to see from both of the squads, sir?
You know, you said the Arme's Phantom Assassin. You know, this is not a hero that's very exciting until she starts to drop some big crits. I'm really excited about the Abed Storm Spirit. He really doesn't have too many counters in this, you know. You're playing into Root Mechanic from the Dark Willow and 1 Silence. So Abed should have a really, really good time.
That's for sure. I mean, you know, I've obviously asked to sort of talk up PSG LGD's potential, but I've got to agree. I see Abed, I see Storm, and I sort of say good luck to whoever's playing against him. Abed's just been on these certain mid-heroes.
That was the shortest pause ever.
Oh, and what happened there?
The pause and go.
Yeah, we're good, nothing to see here, but back up with the action. But yeah, Abed Storm, big things could come out from him this game if all things go to plan. He's gonna have a lot of freedom to zip zap around once he gets that one defensive item. It may even be a game where he can get away with going for like the Orchid into Bloodstone.
Yeah,
I think he might be able to get Bloodstone out.
I don't mind that. You know, it just gives you a bit more tankiness. Fly on the bottom, dropping very low, has a healing salve to work with.
What do you think about the lane setup this time round?
Bottom lane should be okay for EG, I would say. You know, against Fango, sometimes all it takes is 1 lucky shot proc, and then you completely dumpster your lane. Like, you get a proc on the first hit, you keep chasing, another proc. I want to see the way Jin Q is gonna skill Dark Willow.
Okay.
I've seen like 2-1 build, which I like a bit more, like longer duration Bramble Maze. And since you're not using like the Shadow Lamp to deal the damage, you're pretty much using Bramble to deal damage, lock them down, zone them out in certain areas. So I want to see another point in Bramble Maze. On the top lane, we have Beastmaster against Earth Spirit. Crit, pull the lane back in Tier 1 and Tier 2 tower. 2 melee heroes playing into EP. Kind of a standard build on Y, where he gets Signal of Venom, boosts speed. A lot of slows, you know, just 2 heroes can slow them down. Yeah, this is the rotation time I can see. Crit, hits level 2, rotates to the mid lane, pull, this should be the first.
If you're playing against CG, you've got to be prepared for that play, because every time at the 2-minute mark, nothing to say he was not prepared at all. Well, then it's 3 has the extra control with the pull-off, sets it up.
That's why he pulls the lane back between Tier 1 Tier 2 tower, gets level 2, and can pretty much immediately make that move. Abed gets the first blood, gets the bottle, not just bottle, he has a Null Talisman recipe, a Clarity, and the Mango. They're setting him up for a really good game.
Let's try to find the courier up top. Try to get it. The CS at the moment on the top lane, Arme not being slowed down at all, and I so struggling with the first few waves of CS. Against Arme seems to be having the upper hand here. And the
Crit took 1 lane, like one full wave. Yeah, that's why it doesn't happen. Sharing is scary going.
Especially when it's.
Are you a
type
of a guy that just bangs out madly when the board steals 1 CS from them? Like, yeah, my game is ruined.
I mean, yes. Taking my CS. Bottom lane. Got the blood right.
Got the silence.
I got to run him down. That's a kill. It's a kill right there for RTZ. Sure, I know it's not Fly actually. There's the last one with the thick damage. RTZ's got the hit in. That wasn't to be the case. Top lane wide. Able to get away. Salve up. We'll be fine.
Crit going for the career kill. Rolls in.
Dire's
He's
courier
busy.
has been killed.
It's going in mid. Still continuing to be very close. So Crit come in for the bottle refill.
Same stuff as game number 1, where they just allowing Abed to have a really good game. The rotation, Crit is gonna keep him in, try to secure the bounty, sorry, the rune, but Jinkyu gets it. He has also just got Urn of Shadow, so more kill potential, but he's still first to get 1 kill.
I think they did actually mess up the bottle pass server, so Abed didn't actually get the bottle fill when Crit came in on mid. Lost efficiency.
He was not TPing from...
I went TPing.
Yeah, he was not.
I think Abed was just
that would
there,
be
like,
OP.
Well, yeah, any sort of TP refills it. Now, usually Abed sort of headed back to stand next to him. Coming from the fountain. See, 5-minute runes. The side's going to try and head over Y. He moves down towards the bottom. I mean, him and Q should be able to stop Fly from getting in. 2 bounties down here.
I can't really get there. Fly right now doing a really good job, just pulling the lane back, denying the stack, the small camp. Like even if you do a half pull, it's still really worth it. We can see the XP difference already. Level 4.5 on our TV. Pango getting closer to level 4, but he's gonna hit like level 6 fast. One problem is that once Bloodseeker hits level 6, your position 5 does not provide you with any kind of stun, so they can TP out. Most likely Earth Spirit will try to TP rotate or just be there so that he can get the rolling boulder.
Pressure starting to build up now in the top lane. 3 points in the 4. They have punch onto the tower. See how much the 2 of them could do to push him back and keep the place safe for Ame. Ame still able to find, I believe, free farm up here on the top lane. We'll get that pull side to take a little bit away from Ame. 6-minute rune. Down bottom again, Xingqiu coming in. Chance for Abed to grab it.
They pull the lane, but Ame still gets all the CS, will get to level 6 in a couple of CS. Ame also having a really good time on the top lane. A bit more CS than RTZ.
It's going to be getting the Maelstrom on the line. Mid lane, the pressure, we're now coming. 6 minutes hit on nothing to say.
Bramble does not connect.
Dire's structures are fortified.
You can expect this.
Radiant's
like
middle
it's pretty
tower is
textbook
under attack.
example when you're playing a dead
Radiant
prophet mid.
structures are
You have a
fortified.
siege creep unit, you pop the exorcism, you rotate 1 or 2 support, depending what they can do. There are no stacks yet. Abed was trying to figure out, you know, are there any stacks? Can't find anything.
It was also able to, he grabbed the creep away from behind the tower, so, so it takes away a good part of the push. PSG LGD stops them from being able to continue to hammer onto the tier 1 with the exorcism.
Bonk. Hits his head.
Dire's
Use another
top
zip.
tower is under attack.
Top lane now becoming a bit of a place that Ame doesn't feel too confident sticking around with. Now that ISO Size has hit the 6.
Ame is really good at understanding when he needs to go back to jungle.
Absolutely.
Like he does not want to get pressured in the lane. Pretty much it's always like one dead possible. Like even when he was playing the Monkey King in the first game, he died once in the laning stage. Understands like I'm level 4, I need to go back. Like I don't feel safe here. I'm just gonna die. Lose a lot of pull. Spawn starting things out. Why? He needs to go.
Dire's top tower
Straight in onto
is under
it.
attack.
This tower has become already the place that PSG LGD are not going to want to try and hold onto. They're going to have to let this one go to the slow pressure from ISO Size.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
May will find himself a DD. Speed up his farming a little bit. DD queuing up the Maelstrom. Does have level 6, so could look to use the rough drop face behind if he gets the plus 1 down here.
Tower has fallen.
He needs crit to be able to just stun him, Fate Beyond, like he can't use the Rolling Thunder during it and TP because he's still gonna die to it. Fly on the mid lane, collecting some XP. Like if Storm is jungling, I like what EG's doing. They are giving XP to their position 5, who has a lot of impact with his level 6.
Over here!
Radiant's
Crit
bottom
will be the one
tower is
taking the
under
dome,
attack.
and look at Crit, like he's just gonna break that smoke. Why? It's like, what's happening? Is someone invis here? Check the rune.
Really good position. Not what I expected. But they're still going to try and make the move onto Ice. Ice turns with the roar onto Fate Beyond. And
bit too late.
TP out. Fate Beyond able to come out. The roar comes to an end and get the roll on.
First roll, they get a kill. Fate Beyond going into Yule Scepter to be able to get rid of those silences. There's 2 silences, 3 silences once Storm Spirit gets his Orchid up. And it kind of allows you to just stay 2.5 seconds in the air while the Rupture is going on. I kind of like that. Even though I'm a big fan of way 11 plays Pangolier, where he always pretty much goes for the same item build. Very greedy, but it pays off. Gets that Maelstrom, continues to farm up, then you can see with the Blink Dagger, with the Yule Scepter, with the Shard, doing really nasty things.
Yeah, you're right. Pretty much most other Pangos we're seeing here, Yules or Blink will be the rush.
Dire are scanning.
G.
The spirits unite in battle.
Crit and Arbed leading the charge. They can get the jump. Straight up, they know there's action here. They're up to 1-1. Take it down. The rest of PSG LGD have to back away.
Spirit leaves your body.
Chance of fighting into them whilst Arbed's got a lot of mana to play with.
Dire's middle tower is
Pressuring
under attack.
tower, Beastmaster,
Dire's
Necro
structures
units
are
are on the mid lane while he's farming to the top. Ice 3 with really nice moves. Ice Cube, as we call him, yeah.
Arbed look to make a dive around mid, but it's being prepared for. Why? Fate Beyond sitting safely behind, nothing to say. Inside jungle. Shinku's going to be caught here by Crit. Outside the breaking with the Sunray. Got to get away with the shadow.
He hit him.
Spirits there. Supernova's out. They're going to try and take down the egg. And they'll just be able to do so. Fate Beyond sliding in with some extra hits.
He used it like straight away. He saw 2 heroes approaching. I can respect it. If the 3rd hero didn't show, maybe they wouldn't have enough to actually bring it down. Another Exorcism pop on the mid lane. Still running up for 10-15 seconds. Crit is there. He's ready to roll in.
PSG LGD just respecting that off the map.
Radiant's
They're
bottom
not going to try
tower is
poking
under
at the tier
attack.
1 anymore. And they're happy as long as they can keep EG out of their jungle.
Dire's middle
make all the
tower
space in
is
the world
under
for
attack.
Arme. So far they are able to do so. Arme at that top spot in the net worth. Very good progress on the battlefield.
Arme really having a good game. Just needs 600 gold to finish off the Battle Fury. Has that map. Always going to be full HP, just farming with Blur right now. Still didn't see a big. Everyone just feels safe, kind of farming. Storm Spirit wants to get his Orchid before he makes like a really big jump, possibly try to take the mid tower. Smoke, G, Crit, and Arteezy. Arteezy a bit low on mana, has a Clarity in his backpack.
Has enough for spells, at least with 1 charge.
Yeah, but what about 2 spells? 1 spell 3 times.
And the setup, run through the kick. 1 point some of the damage. Healing up with the side, but Arme with that DD has more than enough damage to take nothing to take down. 5 members of EG, it's time to push down to tier 1.
They rotate. They're here on the mid lane. Necrobook not even popped. He's saving it to be Necro 2. Courier flying out. And this is gonna give Abed a much needed gold to get that Orchid up online.
That's a solid timing. Reset for Arme. 12-minute Battle Fury done on the PA.
It's not a 9-minute phase boost Battle Fury. You know, Alchemist from the previous game, but this is a sick Battle Fury time.
And hey, at the end of the day, the 9-minute Battle Fury didn't win the game. Maybe you don't. You're correct. You know, maybe it's sometimes there's 2. There's already Ice. Catch. On the Pango, follow from Crit with the Necro Book down. Mana taken away. No chance for any sort of escape from PSG.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Another smoke. They want to use this Orchid. They want to get a big kill. You'll Scepter on that Prophet. Like, they want to find Ame. They don't have any vision of him. Is there a Hawk nearby? Not really.
They can make that jump on the PA. Again, Ame, game sense very good at this stage of the game. It's always incredibly hard for teams to find Ame. In the games where teams are able to take down PSG, it's normally through being able to find attacks outside of the PA and carry Ame's way himself. Be able to take down
He's fine. Oh, Yule Scepter. That was so close. I actually feel he was close to using it.
Just been outraged. Another outflight back into the Supernova. Facing down nothing to say. They're trying to take it down the pit. They're pushing it back, but they don't have enough damage to take down the egg. Flight will still be successful with the Supernova. Nothing to say it's going to continue to try and chase.
Crit still has his ulti, level 8 as well, but no egg. Beastmaster has no mana for Roar. Declare it. Well said. Here
Radiant's
you go.
middle tower is
he
under
will
attack.
have enough. Ahmed is gonna go for the same item build. He went on Phantom Assassin, Battle Fury into Deso for some more damage, then into BKB. Ahmed's not much of a second item BKB. Crit. Use him.
He's gonna get off, but he's gonna go down as soon as he's out. ZG continue to do a good job of hunting down pretty much everyone other than
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Getting a lot of space. ZG, they've got to put pressure on, continue to try and take the rest of the map away.
Stupendous!
The game goes on. This PA has the potential to be just as big of a scare as it was in game 2.
This time around, she's playing into
Radiant's bottom
like
tower
Rupture,
is under
something that
attack.
she does not like to play into, wants to be maneuverable in the team fights with the Blink Strike. Next time they take a fight,
Radiant's
PSG gets like
bottom tower
2
is
kills,
under
they
attack.
could potentially just go inside the pit, and we can see PSG LGD respecting the damage that they have from Roche, Beastmaster, Necrobook, using a scan inside to see what's happening, nothing connected, so good.
Arbed also picking up the arcane boots for now. Later he's going to be setting into a He's going to look for the opening onto White. From Flight. Bringing him down. Arbed to hit level 12. Himself aggressive on the map. Got the DKB. Here in the mid, Arthur's going to be seeing if he can find an opportunity for the Roar. Say taking quite a bit of damage there as he takes on the Necro Books.
GQ really not having it again. Like, they have only 2 kills, but didn't really feel the presence coming out from the Dark Willow. Like, there was 1 fear on the top lane and pretty much just the laning stage. One thing they can do, like with the Terrorize, if they have good ways of protecting the egg, you know, the blood right damage, Roar, someone goes in. Still, they can try to use Terrorize around it and get the kill on the egg, and still a big team fight ability from EG.
EG's got to be careful. They may be up 10-2. Arme with the
Radiant's
Deso, like he's terrible. He's at the point already where if any hero that he jumps off back up from his team, he's going to be able to very likely kill within the duration of the boosted attack. Phantom Struck.
It's just so much damage coming out from the Phantom Assassin. Once you pick up that Deso, getting closer to level 15, they're inside a bit. They see that they kind of feel stronger with their team fights. No BKBs yet done. Once PSG LGD, they're just gonna run inside a bit. Necrobooks and the Boars, Beastmaster Aura, a lot of damage. It's like they want to smoke and contest this. Who has the smoke? There it is. A bit too late.
Immortality is mine!
Just ready for the next fight. PSG LGD, even though they did smoke, they may.
Radiant's middle
They're more
tower is
favourable
under
to sort of
attack.
just wait now, let up
Radiant
the BKB.
structures are fortified.
He's already fighting against the Aegis. It's going to be very difficult. At least I want to have that BKB, which is going to mean that say, the Rupture and the Raw, RTZ and ISO, they'll have to save those ultimates for Ame. Otherwise, Ame's just going to have a free time.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
So this will slow down like PSG LGD after they wanted to take that fight, but not there on time, so they need to slow it down. They will respect the Aegis coming out from the Storm Spirit. You said like itemization on the Storm Spirit might be a Bloodstone, but he does not want to risk anything. Yeah, no, just BKB is just KB.
We've seen in so many of these games, just the reach that the Death Prophet has with the silence just catches you out most of the fights. Very hard to avoid, and the cooldowns
covering the whole screen. Lane Beastmaster again with the Necro units. It's so hard to maintain vision coming up from the Beastmaster because if he scouts you out with the Hog, you're planting out some Observer Ward, that's going to get rewarded, sending out the Necro units. And it also allows your position 4 and 5, like mostly 5, to get a bit more items because he doesn't invest so much in the sentries. Beastmaster is rewarding a lot of the things.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
20-minute outpost. Taken by EG, so no XP for PSG LGD.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
G still with moments that they can look to try and play aggressive with that Aegis on Abed. Too scared to take a fight, especially with RTZ having the BKB now sent out.
Dire's top tower
they are
is
ready,
under attack.
like the EG wants to take a fight. They have Aegis on the Storm for another 2.5 minutes. BKB done on the Bloodseeker. Storm does not need the BKB yet because he has that Aegis has a regeneration move. Like this is just star aligning pretty much for EG. But they still need to be careful. You know, the one good jump from Phantom Assassin, especially with the cast range on the Blink Strike, level 15 talent. It's a lot of damage. Cast range, it's insane. You can cut through into backlines, possibly find the Phoenix. Problem is, they don't have too many ways to control the things. Fate Beyond will not be the, just jump in and do whatever he wants. If Arteezy sees him using the Rolling Thunder, there's gonna be Rupture on it. Either that or Aurora. So they have like 2 abilities that can stop the Rolling Thunder, which is pretty much their biggest teamfight ability besides Exorcism.
Same time though, if Fate Beyond is able to tank those ultimates to give the free room for Ame to jump around the fight. He's got very, very smart with how they commit both of those onto the 2-4s.
Dire's bottom tower
pretty much the whole triangle got devoted. So they can play safely here. PSG LGD. Not sure if they want to defend this tower.
Is under attack.
It's just another freebie.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Very much respecting this moment. That's the Aegis is on EG. Avoiding every single fight. Ame.
I'm getting us
400 gold away from having the BKB. That really is what they want to get done. Or they feel the pressure to try and stand toe-to-toe against EG in the team fights.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
They just swapped the places.
Dire's
Abed and Arteezy. This was Arteezy who was pushing the tower. Now he farms a bit of a jungle creep, comes back in again. They do not want to collapse on this tier 2 tower, just controlling the triangle with the 3 other heroes. Beastmaster, one of the better ones, you know, with the Hawk, holding the high ground.
Radiant's top tower
still needs a bit more level to get that level 2 Supernova, so it's going to be a big deal. They really don't have the egg hitters. Like, none of these heroes have enough attack speed to actually kill the egg.
2 minutes in, just 10-2. Definitely one of the slower games of the series. Does still feel like EG are ramping up at the pace they need to. They're taking these objectives. They get the jump. They can get the kill. When it comes in return, they can. It doesn't stand a chance. Nobody wanted to make crit. He's able to set up onto Y.
Sees that
Rupture onto Pango. Fate Beyond is helpless. Against the damage here from EG is there. Up into the base. Double kill for Ahmed. EG seek a perfect time to strike. Tier 2's down in the mid lane. They may even start knocking up with the high ground.
Yeah, they have 35 seconds. They saw Pango here, investing a lot of his ult, so they're thinking maybe he does not have a buyback, but Fate Beyond has a decent amount of farm. even after purchasing that Aghanim shard. Roll off base, it's just so much damage.
Ahmed's already out with BKB and the zip, he's away. Ahmed can find another target during the strings of the BKB can. Over the wall, these marks, he goes, jumps in onto side. So get one. The rest of EG, they are completely out of there. They get a tier 3, they do lose size for it. Force out a couple of BKBs. They also force out the Exorcism. At PSG LGD, you have to commit both, push away the rest of EG.
PSG LGD lineup is scary. Once ET starts to get levels, put 4 points in Astral Spirit.
Radiant are scanning.
Like just wants to be able to deal damage. I would prefer if there's like 2 points in natural order, just because you're playing with Phantom Assassin, Dead Prophet, remove percentage of their base armor. Once that's maxed out, that's 100%. So like they need to buy some extra armor. Then you're gonna feel the damage coming up. Dead Prophet, minus armor from the Phantom Assassin. Also will get closer to
Radiant's
team level 20 big power spike from BA.
Really, I mean, they could definitely wait for the next stages. They'll still feel that they do have the better team fight around the pit. Stage again. Try and hit them up with the smoke. They can catch out Arme. Arme's BKB ready to pop yet again. A little bit of a window though, with no Exorcism from it. Midnight Vega. Jump in and pick up the camera, turn against the ball, picks up, they pull him in. Arme's getting low. He's never got the BKB towards the end. Arme's going to take the end on, jump to the side, he's still alive. Zip ball from Arme, though he's looking to finish him up. The evasion. Arme's still away over to the side, he's over the side. Stopping the action from coming up from ISO side. He's diving in, another jump. Arme still lives. One right plays down in the action from ISO side. Finally cut Arme down. Does Arme get for a minute?
That missed chance was just the way too high. He jumps in, uses a lot of mana. There's like no real follow-up. They did not have enough to bring her down. And Arteezy, he sees Pango rolling in. He's gonna pop that ulti on him. Might see the change things around. Like one of these ultis need to land on a Phantom Assassin, either a Roar or a Rupture, maybe even 2, considering how much damage that they still don't have a way of dealing with the effects of the Maelstrom. That effective.
And the River is going to be able to find a set up on the right side. And Arteezy, they're looking to counter play. Outside side, falling low.
Good side range.
It's a heal.
Roche will respawn in 2 minutes. Unfortunately for EG, if this was like a super fast respawn, they could have just taken it. Arteezy super farm, like they did not manage to bring it down, not even once. He's gonna feel comfortable playing against Phantom Assassin, because this hero has a ton of armor, especially if you build him like this way. SNY, he's sitting at 33 armor, so you really don't feel that later.
We'll see it again here. They've brought Arme so low to stop it, so we're gonna go back into real action though. Jump shot being made, they're moving in onto the Dead Prophet. Arme controlled by the on big rolling thunder, fade behind, trying to chase on, but there's still mana left on Arme. He'll be fine, able to zip away if necessary. DG, they'll lose crit. Won't be able to quite get anything in return for it this time. PSG LGD can keep themselves alive.
They use the scan, they think they're inside of it. One play that I really like, it's like debating people where you have your position 5 standing in the Roche pit, so they will kind of use the scan, try to go on you while you're holding the high ground.
We're seeing some teams utilizing that. To commit too aggressively into the pit once nobody's actually in there by the time they head over. G and PSG LGD very close to one another. G still without crit for a few seconds. Arteezy look to commit here onto White. Getting taken down immediately. Arbe sits him with a finisher. He's opened up the same with the vortex. Trying to have this arm onto Arbe, forcing him to full lightning back to safety. Is he yet to commit with the Rupture, still holding on to it. PSG LGD back off, Crit making his way back over to rejoin the team. He's going to keep going for this. Nothing to say, popping the Exorcism, knowing that EG still wants to try and fight into this.
This is like a zoning Exorcism, because if they don't go for it, he was also really afraid of just getting jumped, possibly by the Earth Spirit, Beastmaster. So now they're looking for something. Roshan just spawned, scanned by G. They have no wards, like they have no wards whatsoever on the map.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Beastmaster
attack.
taken care of. And look at the vision from each. The high ground, they see the lane ward. Like, this is why they made
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
No vision, no Exorcism. Getting over the Roche pit is pretty much impossible for PSG LGD. now have Aegis and Cheese ready for the next push. The Scott as well, RT's getting closer towards the MKB.
To the Radiant.
No exorcism, like this is their damage, but she's getting closer to level 18. Not the best exorcism, you know, you can try to justify it definitely, but the best play feels like we need to go. Like, if they go on us, if I get jumped, we have no save whatsoever. They have the BKB, so I won't be able to save people with the terror. Like it's a risk.
He's got the setup here, as he's able to find Fabian on his way back towards the base. So Fabian's come back up. Ahmed having to pop the cheese. The Prince come in from Ahmed, but Ahmed has been ruptured. Rolling Thunder will hold back RT's even out, but they're diving in the super now. Ahmed having to pop the BKB, get up to the high ground. Will turn, still understand the ground. Wants to steal it, RT's chasing off with the water. Ahmed, but Olsen is going to be able to catch him as Ahmed gets back in range of it. Ahmed dead for over a minute. And EG, they're not done. They're going towards nothing to say. Chasing down the death bomb with a fear. Will push back the two of them. As well separating him from nothing to say, but RT's ready to zip back in with the movement. Goes down. Why also go 3 dead on PSG LGD.
They're just diving. He buys back, but I think they can't get any kills out of it.
Fabian trying to jump forward. Ahmed, bit of mana to play around with. The roll up, Fabian keeps himself safe, but RT's is still pretty much full HP, full mass.
And has that Aegis, he also has the Paladin sword, so like the heals gonna come out of him. Insane. Still have, you know, they just killed the Roshan. Then 3.5 minutes, so with Aegis, there's no tier 3 towers. On the mid lane, he's gonna go in and try to get some barracks.
No Ahmed, no nothing to say here to come in with any defense step for 20 seconds. You get these racks, I mean, by the time of the next fight coming around, RTZ will have the MKB complete. Life for Ahmed just gets even harder. Fabian trying to start with the roll in onto RTZ.
Closely executed.
The once. Go for the second time. Ahmed's going to be back in a few seconds. EG, they will respect that. Get the melee racks and they start to back off, knowing that PSG LGD is going to want to chase. PSG LGD have any catch stuff? Doesn't seem to be. RTZ too speedy. He's out of there. You get the objective and they get back without losing anything other than the Aegis.
They got what they wanted. He definitely did not expect to get just stun locked there by Pangolier. One of the reasons like this build on Pangolier is so popular amongst the top tier Pangolier players. You get a shard, blink dagger, you'll scepter, you can stun people 3 times in a row. It's like guaranteed stuns.
Bounty.
Now with the MKB on Arteezy, how on earth do they protect Arme in these fights? Now, how do they stop Arteezy popping the BKB, Rupture or Raw being used to control Arme, and Arteezy just getting in the face of Arme and taking him down?
I think this time around, Bloodseeker will prioritize Ame as a Rupture target rather than going for the Pangolier.
It's be a very hard fight for Arme now. Arteezy, ready to go. Target, he's going to start it. Arme jumps over, wants to slam the ball down. After the BKB, Arteezy's in as he got enough damage. He's trying to bring down Arme. He's going to target the MKB, he's getting the hit that he can. And brings down Arme. Arme gets for a minute. Arme wants nothing to say. Arteezy chasing it off with a edge. And there's 2 down on PSG. No buybacks on them. Nothing to say. Also taken out. Arteezy cleans them up with a double kill. Mid lane getting pushed in. With 3 dead on PSG, EG have a huge window to take away multiple racks.
Let's see what the decision is. Like, they're just going to play it safe. Pangolier being pinged out. Arteezy needs to be a bit careful. You know, they have no roar, they have no way of stalking him. So they're just going to go in and take the second barracks.
There's no way the PSG LGD can stop this push up top.
Dire's top barracks.
PSG LGD, they could at least have the tier 2 down bottom. Now 17k down.
This MKB is such a valuable purchase because they use a bit of like anti-combo, you know. They use Rupture and the Roar, but it's still needed to just lock Phantom Assassin, a great egg coming out from Fly. They never have egg. Like, that's one of the problems that they're facing. They have so many things against the Pangolier. Now, like, our TV is going to be, I'll use that Rupture. No, I'll use it on Phantom Assassin. I don't care about the other heroes.
Just so massive, Arteezy. And you know, despite the farm that Arme has, it really does feel that... what does he do? How on earth does he fight against the 5-mana BG? They always have an answer for him. Maybe when he gets the Satanic, if he gets the Satanic before the game's over, he can fight through the pain.
Tank him up. They also need like 1 Lotus Orb, pre-cast on him, to be able to deal with the Beastmaster Roar, with the Rupture, so Arteezy will need to think twice whether he need to use it or not. Pangolier going for 1, Dead Prophet also going for 1, but still very far away from it. Dark Willow, Jinkyu, he just prioritizes every single time he plays the Willow. Aghanim shard, the Cursed Crown, like amble, like even if it's spelled, that's pretty nice.
Basher done on RTZ. This game, it really does feel, coming into game 1, PSG LGD, they showed the Armor Monkey King, something that EG had obviously prepared for. Game 2, EG suffered with the PA, but just the adaptation and the way that EG is able to learn and improve happening between game 2 and game 3, where PSG LGD try the same approach with their carry. In this game 3, EG showed that just within those 2 games, they'd had the time to theorize and come in with something that's made this game incredibly hard for Arme to perform on.
Yeah, I went to my room to get some eye drops, and I saw them coming back. Like, Bulba was very vocal, He was he came prepared, and we can see why. They came with the strat once again similar to what they've been doing in game number 1, and feels like it's just working out.
Really, it's 25-7, 8k lead for EG. As it really is hard to see what PSG LGD is going to be able to do to stop this from ending in another Evil Geniuses victory.
I've been wanting this.
G can play it calm if they want, wait for the next Roche. It's an all-important game. A win here, they'll be going straight on to the grand final.
Minute 35 until Roche may respawn. EG could potentially just take one more fight, see how it goes, because they can respawn before, even if it's the fastest Roche respawn, they can still test it. Smoke from PSG LGD, they want to go from the back lines.
Catch anyone off guard, scan. Confirm that somebody's up here in the triangle. It is Ahmed on his own, but it's not an easy one to catch.
Oh! Here I am!
They know, with the illusions coming out, they know that the hero over there was the Storm. They're not going to even attempt moving into the triangle to try and get the grab on him.
They're very limited how to walk down the Storm Spirit. Also, one of the issues they have a silence, they have rolling thunder, but no real abilities that go through magic immunity. There is no Basher on Phantom Assassin, so if Storm Spirit has enough mana, you can just go in and out.
PSG LGD having to get back up to the base. EG bringing in all 3 lanes, preparing for the opportunity to strike for the Mega Creeps. Zame.
Lotus Orb is done on Pango, so he needs to precast on Phantom Assassin before the fight starts. Just have it ready.
They're trying to do their best to get some sort of a hit before Roche is up. Abed, very hard target to find though. He's the only ever really the hero that's ever playing a part for the rest of the team.
Look at the drawings on the minimap. They know exactly where LGD is. Where could they possibly be? They have creeps in
base,
they have creeps in their base. Roshan is up. Aghanim Scepter.
Yes, it's a little split. Why is GQ and Fabian still outside of the base? Fabian's been ruptured. RTZ moving in on it. Fabian, get the roller popping out. They're going to be able to pick up wide. Attempted TP out is made, but Isolate puts a stop to it with the roar. Fabian will die. PSG LGD down 2 again, and He's ready to die. See if he can catch more. For GQ. But to dodge the blood right with the yours, GQ will live.
50 seconds without Fabian. He does not have a buyback. He invested all of his gold into Lotus Orb, so they can go in, get the cheese, get the Aegis, and then go for the one final push. Aghanim Scepter done on Storm Spirit. Easy will get Aghanim Scepter from Roshan, so that kind of explains that you don't have those huge ruptures. One against the VA, one against the Sangolier. It's just the perfect get from Gaben.
Yeah, but PSG really trying their best to get out and find some sort of a jump, but never quite able to do so. Aegis, the Aghanims on RTZ, ready for the next fight. They managed to get out, they find themselves a timeless shred.
God, I hate that grunt.
Just cleans him up. Can't come out of the base. Can't come out of the base right now. EG will find you each and every time. 29k gold lead reaching upon here for EG. Really is getting to the point where, I mean, it already has been for quite some time, that it's just a case of what on earth can PSG LGD do to turn this.
Yeah, I just don't see them killing an egg. Now Phoenix is level 18, Shiva's guard is there as well. Like, I just don't see it. Like, Ame needs a Divine Rapier, but he needs it like right now.
Regeneration!
Now with the Aegis and the G's, EG ready to try and push on for the Mega Creeps. If PSG LGD are going to have any chance of pushing them back at all. So far behind. RTZ nearly hitting 30k gold net worth.
Let's keep you safe.
6k ahead of that of Ame.
You need to be careful. Storm Spirit on the edge. I think with the Storm Spirit, like he gets a good jump, they're just gonna clean you up.
Dire's bottom tower.
Okay, beyond. They get the jump in onto RTZ. The ball comes down. He's on the one place behind us. He's getting stuck to the moment, but now he's ready to continue to fight on. He's beating into Dr. Desai. Takes down the death weapon, and now he's starting to get towards the fountain. Over he goes towards Y. Y will slowly but surely fall, but maybe not the root. Holding back on Y. He's able to live. We'll get back towards the fountain. RTZ's going to look to try and dive in onto Nothing to Say.
They just don't have enough damage. Ame is that. The curse is broken.
Bring RTZ down once. And they do it a second time, though. Unlikely. Is put to sleep momentarily RTZ.
They also pop the flip. He does not have a BKB, but they can start going in. They need to try to save him. RTZ will actually drop. Or will he? Still alive.
Okay, he will. Alright, I mean, they didn't take the barracks. Wait, they didn't get the barracks?
No, I was just
they didn't get the barracks.
Like, you know, they're just gonna go in and end the game, but that dive, you know, they're just keeping things interesting.
I love
not broken.
Keeping it interesting, I like it. Yeah, the rats ignored, they go for the base dive, and I mean, the game isn't over. The game isn't up for the fans.
Like, this is what the fans want to see.
a bit of base diving. I mean,
once the Aegis, they do not have it anymore. For the next fight, they will have 2 charges on that axe, so they can use 1 on Ame.
I mean, some people must have on PSG LGD probably got a bit of gold, bit of XP, right? What do we have? Nothing to Say got 1,000 gold for ending the streak of RTZ. So he's going to be well on the way towards the AC. We'll see this dive again.
It's a beautiful dive. It really is.
You see Fly, bless him. I think Fly's trying to hit the objectives. So, somebody pinged on them as well. I think Fly was like, guys, can we get the megas?
Can we get back? This like shot hard from Xinkyu, just holding him in place. He can't get out without a BKB.
I mean, of course, EG still in a very comfortable position, but if the game starts to turn around a bit from here, I mean, he's smiling now, RTZ.
He's like, what did I just do?
I shouldn't laugh at that.
Did I, you know?
He realizes straight away. He's like, oh my goodness, this was quite an important game. Probably should
not be doing that. Storm Spirit, he wants level 25. He bought a shard, he has the Aghanim Scepter.
Yeah.
You know, 2 times overload, attack bounce, works with the electric ray of his shard.
I mean, if Ame gets the Divine Rapier, Game 2 was a little bit of a, we're winning and now we're not. If the PSG LGD end up being able to take this, I mean, of course, it's very far away.
32,000.
It's like, it's a 1%. Maybe it's a 0.1%. But
can we see the graph?
Let's have a look at the graph. What has Gaben said after that?
I think he's valuing.
I don't think we have the graph. We don't have the graph.
We don't have the graph. Okay.
No.
But we have these 2 graphs. These are.
Oh no, we do have the graph.
We do. It's 2%.
I think it went from 0% up to 2%.
That's a big change.
That's an infinite percentage of an increase to go up from 0%.
Storm Spirit still not 25. Has that arcane rune in the bottle, but they still have 2 barracks. Ame is farming. Like,
getting there.
He can sell power treads, you know, he can get some extra gold from that. That's like 700 gold. Still needs to farm 2,000 gold.
Okay. A little on those. Oh, careful on. they were waiting. Arme's getting got upon his god. As Arme's dead, Arme zipping it over towards wide. The ghosts come out. The punch back will be there as well from Arme. Crit rolling away. APL was ruptured. EG playing it careful. They respect the buyback from Arme.
Arme's like, you want to throw the game? I'll show you how. Like, I'll go in, you know, I'll go for that creep wave. I think he was kind of afraid that nothing to say is going to nuke the creep wave and just get some CS.
I mean, we've all been there. You know, when that Death Prophet is looking at the creeps over your shoulder and you're like, oh, he's going to press it. Arme, what's he doing? He's out and he's in. He's up to the super down. He's got a run, but he's been ruptured. Arme panic. He's leading down low. He's going to stand his ground, but the Arme comes in with the zip on the back. Found it with the vortex. Arme getting low. Can he turn? Still holding his ground. Jumps over towards the creep. Trying to run. He was going back up. He's getting him with the back. He's getting cycled up, but he frees down Arme. And Arme definitely ready for the kill fall in return. The buyback's coming out, but there's no buyback available from RTV. This point, Arme with a 3-man vortex strikes from him. Buyback is BKB's out. Nothing to say about for he'll get taken down. Safely out the last one left standing as Chris rolls in with the stone. Over towards the Pango. It's game over. Arme's done with it all. Ultra kill. All the storm. GG it's called. Evil Geniuses are going straight to the grand finals.
Finally. You know, they made it. It might be their major. You know, they tried to throw the game there a bit and did not succeed. Abed says, you know, I'll go in. Also, like, that mistake from... He could have possibly, you know, had that buyback for the fight. Could have made the difference, but Abed says, nah, not today.
Absolutely not. And, you know, of course, you know, jokes aside with the fountain diving, they really were that far ahead. But as you said, Evil Geniuses, with the series that we've seen from them so far that have propelled them straight up towards the grand finals, they really are just consistently in some of the best form that we've seen in them for a while.
Like
this squad with Ice, it's insane the level they're playing.
Showing in this major from is like top tiered. Like they seem prepared. You know, they came here, they came ready to play, and this is some top tier performance coming out from them.
Yeah, and right up until the end of the series, again, as I said, just very impressive adaptation.
Yeah.
You know, at PSG, LGD trying to get a step ahead, changing things up. Arme with the PA in game 2 has an incredible game, but already by the next game in the series, Evil Geniuses already had an excellent idea to deal with it.
Yeah, they had the plans ready. Like, you can feel them coming into this third game prepared.
I was really a little bit worried for all the EG fans out there. They're in the last.
Abbott, however, for the fans of his Storm Spirit, just takes this game. Arteezy, he was definitely doing a lot of work on his Bloodseeker, rupturing a target or two, Pangolier, PA. They suffered against the multiple ruptures that Arteezy was dishing out in the team fight.
Well, from Evil Geniuses, Chris Spirit, that feels lucky, and I kind of feel like the game spiraled from there. Yes, there were some throwing moments like this one on the screen right there with maybe somewhat worried reaction there.
It's like, oh god, I don't want to know what Reddit or Twitter's going to say about that one.
At this point, they were 30k gold ahead, and it is very difficult to still throw a game from that position. It's possible.
It's always possible. If RNG gods look the way of PA, suddenly you're getting those crits.
Yeah, but it
dangerous.
was EG ahead the whole game, though. They definitely earned this victory of the game, but also of the series. They looked to be the better team.
And we saw, I just feel like how good the adjustments were with the draft. This game going for the Bloodseeker, it just ruined the PA's game in those team fights. It wasn't even like prioritizing the Pango that much when it came to rupturing targets. Drafts for EG, considering they only played 4 scrims like the last month coming in this tournament, was what Crit said, were just amazing.
Yeah, the preparation was on point. You can't make this excuse. We didn't play enough games. We don't know what's good, what's bad. You're watching the major. You see everything that's being picked up, and so far, EG, I think they look the cleanest.
I think that is the right word. We heard Parker say it multiple times already. EG just looked very clean, and I think there's no other team that we can say that from, right? Is there any team that comes close?
Look at this pride in Parker's eyes. That's all I want to. I want to talk about this smug. This like, yeah,
the thing I love about EG is, you know, there's a lot of SCA Dota fans out there who are kind of sad that Neon got knocked down Fnatic so badly. EG, 2 of the most historic, famous players in SCA Dota, Abed and Ice, you know, carrying the SCA crown as well. It's this,
oh yeah, they jumped.
Yeah,
they jumped on that EG ship real fast.
A lot of SCA fans, I think, were already there as well because of just how amazing those guys are. But you know, EG, they showed up to play. It's great to see.
And a phenomenal performance overall. Abed probably the MVP of the series.
For sure.
From that game 1 puck without a death into this last game on the Storm Spirits. Just, it feels like meta is, as much as it has taken care of Crit, it's also taking care of Abed with the heroes that he likes to play and the heroes that are buffed up right now.
Yeah, the combination works really well. Abed, as you said, Lizard, MVP. I think there were a lot of people still a little wondering, yes, Ame threw a little bit at the end there, and then still PSG LGD got some kills on the side of EG, but Abed saved the day, and he's just like, no, there's not going to be any chance for throwing today. He made sure that they secured that victory there at the end, and overall, it was just really solid play. And I think, you know, we give a lot of credit. We give a lot of credit to the players playing the game, and we should, because they are playing really, really well. But would they be able to play as well if they didn't have a coach to guide them through a series like this? And one of the coaches is with us right now. Not just one of the coaches, this is the coach of EG. Hey, Bulba.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty happy.
Congratulations.
Very happy.
Congratulations, yes. I want to know, like, you coming in here for the play. Everything at the same time. Well, you can try, but it's pretty difficult, I would imagine. But how do you deal with that as a coach?
I try to watch as many games as I can. Thankfully, the replay function, there's a replay function, so I try and usually watch the replays of the teams we play. It's just, that's kind of all it is. There's a lot of games, but usually we try and watch a game together at the same time. So like we focus on one game.
Do you have? Do you feel like the group stages has had an impact on your drafting for the playoffs? Like a big impact on what you play?
Maybe a little. I mean, we talk a lot every day, so things can change, but not too much, I think. Everyone kind of had their own style coming into this tournament from each region. So it was like the first time that all the regions came together, and yeah, there was like different picks everywhere. So.
How certain were you that they're gonna pick the Monkey King if you give it to them, if you don't ban it out?
The first game?
Yeah.
Very high chance. Like we knew it was coming.
So the whole draft with the Viper, the Razor, probably well prepared, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And what about the second game? I'm wondering, do you consider that draft a win, or maybe after seeing it play out, not as much?
I think we were winning like pretty hard. I think there were just some things we had to fix for going into the third game, especially versus LGD. But I think based on how the game was going at some point, I think we had a pretty good lead. Just some things happened, so we talked about it and we fixed stuff for the next game.
Were you sweating it all during Game 3 when your team got a little close to the fountain? You know, anything to say to Arteezy there?
No, the game was like really hard to lose at that point. I don't think we could have lost. So it was Yeah, I didn't even see closely because we were coming down because we thought the game was over. So
that would have been an unfortunate surprise.
Yeah.
That wasn't. Boba, you're typically fairly critical of your own team. I think as a coach you kind of have to be as well. If you see yourself winning TI with this squad, and TI is 100% top performance, how would you say the percentage is right now?
It's like right now for me, like I'm just really happy to be here. I think like one thing this year taught me as well as like my team, I think, is like it's really easy to get taken everything for granted, you know, especially like as a pro player life and like traveling, and you know, it becomes kind of your routine. And then suddenly when it was all taken away last year, we didn't even know when it was going to come back. It's really hard, and I think people love to whine and complain about things, but I'm really grateful that we were able to go to a LAN. I'm really thankful to Valve, I'm thankful to PGL, and I'm thankful to One Esports, because like this game is like all that matters. We're just taking one thing at a time. We're just happy to be here. TI is like obviously down the line, but like I'm just so happy to see beautiful Dota again, especially in like a LAN tournament with like all the teams, because that's all like my life is. I just love Dota.
And it shows, and I think you're speaking on behalf of so many people here and also so many people watching. I have one more game-related question. This was a very intense series for you guys. In between games, you don't have a lot of time. What is your focus on for this series specifically?
Usually just something like me and Fly will talk. We'll talk together with the team. Not too much. It just depends on the game, how they go, whether it's a win or a loss. So it's hard to say specifically what it is, but just like depending on the game, like after game one. I don't want to say, like, can't say too much about the Dota in game, but you know, just like, it'll depend. Sometimes it's good to say a lot, sometimes it's good to say a little. It just depends on the situation.
No, that is fair enough. Then I'll have one final question. I would like some insight. If you are willing to give it, obviously you just faced PSG LGD. You have faced IG. I'm sure you've looked at Team Secret play. I would like to know your opinion on the upcoming series we have, IG versus Team Secret, and also on who you think you'll face in the grand finals.
IG versus Secret. Like I said, it's hard to tell. Like, I think it would be fun to have a rematch of the Germany major finals last year, where it was us and Secret. They're always really fun to play. They're always like a really fun, like, you know, last year I think even though we lost, we were really happy after the tournament because it was just really fun to play that team. They play very good Dota, especially when it matters. So I think it would be fun to play Secret in the finals. I'm not sure who would win the matchup because, like I said, it depends on what happens in the game. But I would love to play Secret in the finals. That was basically it.
I think a lot of people would be happy if that rematch goes to the full 5 series and 5 games as well. I remember that finals. It was top tier Dota. It was such a pleasure to watch, and I'm sure that regardless of who you're facing tomorrow, it will be top tier Dota, and it will be a pleasure to watch because it was. Once again, Boba, congratulations on the series and making it to the grand finals. Gonna let you get back to your team and celebrate and rest, of course.
Thank you. My glasses are fogging up.
Congrats.
Congrats. Yeah, a common problem with glasses and masks, but you have that sometimes too.
Yeah, all the time.
All the
Pretty
time.
much. I try to put my glasses as low as possible, like this, so they don't fog up.
Old man lizard.
Old man lizard. But what he said about Dota and how much that game means to all of us, I think he was speaking for every person here.
100%. Yes, people love to complain, and I must say, especially fans of certain teams love to complain, but we do love that we are able to be here, and that everything Boba said basically, that we're happy to see this top tier Dota play out, and we are going to see more top tier Dota play out because it's not yet done for the day. We have one more series. Yes, we know who's in the grand.
Speaking for every person here.
100%. Yes, people love to complain, and I must say, finals, Evil Geniuses, well deserved. We can take a look at the bracket. I love to complain, but we do love that, I believe, as well, to just, you know, see that cemented in right there. Look at that. They are waiting for their opponent, and we still have 4 teams right now, Lizard.
Yep. We have IG, Secret, and PSG LGD, right? Fighting it out. Secret needs, if they want to reach the grand finals, they need to break the Chinese region pretty much.
Oh, yes.
First the IG and then through PSG LGD. It's not getting any easier for Secret. The series that I have watched them play as well, they weren't looking too convincing, but as Papi has said, they're taking one step at a time, they're adjusting, they're learning new things, but I think they need to step it up a little bit.
It's going to be very exciting. We are going to have a Team Secret versus IG. It's going to come towards you after the break. Before we go to break, though, let me tell you that you can win up to $3,000 in Steam vouchers. No, not all at the same time. Split up, don't worry. There's $3,000 in Steam vouchers being given away to winners of the One Fantasy League. There were 73% right on the EG versus PSG LGD series. Congratulations if you were one of those people. If you think you can predict the matches to come, make sure to head over to fantasy.oneesports.gg. That's where it's all going down. And again, you can win some Steam vouchers, and it's fun to do. We'll find out what the predictions are for the next series soon as well. We're going to take a break, but when we're back, it's Team Secret versus IG.
We're at New Ubin, located at Chimes. Chimes is one of my favorite hangout spots to unwind. There are plenty of bars and restaurants around, and the picturesque backdrop is perfect for performances, recitals, and weddings. And if you didn't know, this is where the grand wedding scene of Crazy Rich Asians was filmed. And this restaurant, New Ubin, has a rich history. It's named after Pulau Ubin, where it used to be located at. It's come so far from offering zi char dishes to more modern fusion cuisine, which have become popular options. Let the tasting begin!
Okay, I'm gonna start with the crab.
Alright, open the crab.
I'm gonna try some with the stew on the side.
No, together we get...
I mean, are you...
It's nice.
It is nice.
Very nice. Oh, my hand's getting all messy. Oh, here we go. Look at that.
How'd you do that?
I'm nearly in. I'm nearly in.
This is the way. This is the way, though. I recommend bread. Dipping in the thing.
This is mine.
That is really good. Oh, yeah, it's chicken wing.
Got a lovely chicken wing here. Is it chicken wing?
No.
It's chicken wing. Beautiful.
I'll take 10 more of these, please.
Nice bit of egg thrown in here, of course.
In the meantime, I'll tell you guys that I really like salted egg.
No, these noodles are very nice. Also a bit of meat in here as well. Bit of meat. Bit of nudes, and then a whole lot of meat and a whole lot of noodles. You try this one.
Yeah, you'll love that.
What's this one? Salted egg.
With squid.
With squid in it.
Yeah.
Squid.
Salted egg.
Salted egg and squid.
Yep.
This is all in the same thing.
Yeah.
It's made with a bit of squid, a bit of salt, and a bit of egg. You were dipping it in. I'll have it without. I'm gonna have it
You
first.
have to have it without first, but I think that's a great idea.
And then we'll try it with the dip.
I'm gonna try it with the dip. Salted egg and squid with crab chili.
It's very good on its own. And of course, you do it with a bit of this, and then that, and that's great. Favorite dish? I'd have to say it's this. It's the crab. It's the crab in this sauce. The thing that it's cooked in, with this sort of stewy, thick sauce, it's lovely.
Everything with chili crab sauce.
And then we'll try it with the dip.
I'm gonna try it with the dip. Salted egg and squid.
Existed until today, and I think I'll definitely be going back to try them again. I think my personal favorite is the locally inspired gelatos. It might sound strange to eat a Kaya Toast ice cream, but it's just something that you have to try. Thank you so much, Odi and Shiva, for coming along with us today, and I hope the next time you come down to Singapore, we actually have the chance to go out to the restaurants to eat together.
Looking forward to that, Sammy. This was already amazing. Loved every bite of it, mostly every bite of it. and can't wait to actually discover Singapore a little bit more next time around.
No, for sure. Yeah, every time we come to Singapore, we're always blown away by the just incredible selection of food, and a lot of fun getting to have another taste of it here today. And I can't wait to do so again when we come next time.
Coming up next, Team Secret versus Invictus Gaming.
Shopee for Mega Shopping Day. Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee 4 for Mega deals, free shipping every day. Shopee 4 for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee 4 for Mega Shopping Day.
Shopee for Mega deals, free shipping every day. Shopee 4 for Mega Shopping Day.
Get the best deals this Shopee 4 for Mega Shopping Day. Shopee.
This is not your grandfather's apprentice. The winner will receive the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work for me as my protege. You bombed, and you bombed.
I've fallen a million times, but I get back up and I fight, and that's what you guys will do.
This is the toughest apprentice in history. May the best warrior win.
We all have different adventure stories to tell. Different paths, different choices. Constantly moving from place to place. You have to sacrifice a lot of time. You have to focus to be on top.
Ice does have 4-star for Valve. Oh, Ice, he's in trouble.
Every journey has ups and downs. All you need is to focus on your goal.
Just eating them all alive. GG, let's go!
We all have different adventure stories to tell, and mine is just getting started.